Add Today's Pro in Shelby to service calls too. Just call 704-600-8393. Again, 704-600-8393. For Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at thetodayspros.com. You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too.
The Lincoln Country Club has been challenging golfers since 1946 with tree-lined fairways, ponds, creeks, and sand bunkers. Select from 4 sets of tees to play from. Give them a call at 704-735-1382. Again, 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club, 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Visit their website at golflcc.com.
Now is the time to get your certificate of deposit with Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. And right now, you'll find certificate of deposit rates up to 5.25% APY. APY is the annual percentage yield. Minimums apply. NCUA insured. For more information, go to carolinafcu.org. Again, carolinafcu.org. Carolina Federal Credit Union, located at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Call 704-435-0186. Shelby Alarm takes its time to say Merry Christmas to you and your family. Our hope is that this will be the best Christmas ever. Shelby Alarm has been in business for 50 years, serving all of North and South Carolina. They are committed to their customers and community and offer 24-hour monitoring with the most up-to-date alarm systems and camera and surveillance equipment on the market today. Recently voted the best of the best for Cleveland County. They are proud to have your confidence and trust. And estimates for your home or business are free. Just call 704-482-9896 for Shelby Alarm.
Merry Christmas to all from everyone at the Cleveland County Fair. They would like to take this time and thank you for your attendance this past year. And they're looking forward to next year's fair, set for September 27th through October 7th. And they take this time to wish you and your family a happy holiday season. May your Christmas be bright. Again, Merry Christmas from everyone at the Cleveland County Fair. 1751 East Marion Street in Shelby, online at clevelandcountyfair.com.
don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets, come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
With Kevin, Zach, Tom, and Terry. It was surprising, for those of y'all watching online, the sound was not working on the video yet. The very moment Kevin started playing the actual opening video, the song was in perfect sync with it like we do every Saturday morning. That was kind of crazy that actually happened. But to be honest, anyhow, just welcome to another Saturday morning sports talk. They're going to talk about some sports. I'm going to play some sports on my phone, but
don't admit to that
Now,
on the
hey.
air.
So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Shock Joxx brought to you by McDonald's of Cherryville. Everybody's finishing up their breakfast now. Zach, what'd you have today?
I had my usual biscuit and gravy and strawberry cream pie.
Terry is still stuffing his mouth. Tom, what do you got?
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin and a strawberry cream pie.
JP?
I have a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with a round egg and a strawberry cream pie.
All right. Well,
I had a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
and Chip's here. He got a sausage and egg biscuit as well. So stop by your local McDonald's here, owned by the Kuthans here in Cherryville and your other locales. But our studios here in Cherryville. They feed us on Saturday mornings and so breakfast, lunch, dinner. Check them out. Going to the ball games in Cherryville. When you come to Cherryville, it's always a tradition to go by your local McDonald's before or after the games here in Cherryville. So go by there when you come to town, guys. All right, Saturday morning sports talk. Got a big day ahead of us. The NBA in-season tournament. We get to crown the king again. He gets another crown, maybe. We'll
It won't be the
see.
goat.
We got some Major League Baseball. Where is the GOAT going? Then we got some. We've got some NFL to talk about as usual. The playoffs coming up soon here, a couple weeks. But of course, the big story this week: college football, and where where it is went and what's happening. We talked a lot about it last week, and so we want to make sure that. We had predictions. We do have bad picks this week. I got college and NFL segments for bad picks, and then we're gonna probably start there. I know that's what's on everybody's mind, and what happened with the committee. And we talked a little bit last week, and I started off with a little bit of that, and so we're gonna basically let's see. I tell you what, we're gonna start there with. What we talked about a little bit last week with what the committee's supposed to do, will do, should do when it comes to the Final Four or whatever. Next year there'll be 12 teams, so we'll argue 12th and 13th, and whether and what's interesting about that, guys, is the top 6 conferences get automatic bids next year. So the top 6 ranked conference champions. So Terry. App's got a chance to make the playoffs every year now.
And that's how it should be.
Win the Sun Belt, and you're in. Now, that's how we talked about last week, that we thought that that's what it should be. You take your conference champions. I think the 5 conference champions, take them in a room, and you pick them, and I think that's what they did. But now we're all have to disagree or agree on exactly who they came out with and who they did end up going with it as their top 4 and the best teams and who's the best teams and what's the best and the reason for taking this team out. And so we're going to start there. So we'll go this. No, y'all stay with me here. Yes or no's. Tom, is the Final Four right in your opinion?
No.
Terry?
No.
Zachary?
No.
And no to myself. JP, what about you? You think they got the Final Four right?
I don't care.
Okay.
He's full of information, folks.
So, anyway, first the Chip. Yes or no? Got it right. Chip says no. So, first and foremost, I don't think there's an Alabama fan in this building. So that's a forewarning for some of you folks out there. I've said for years on this show, Terry, and one of the reasons I once I went to App, I completely stopped pulling for North Carolina in football is because of this reason right here. I watched Carolina, best team they ever had. Is 90s,
Peppers,
whatever.
Peppers team, wasn't it?
No.
Right before that.
Dre Bly. Chris Keldorf quarterback. Go against Florida State, and we got beat. And it's a close game. Florida State gets to go to the national championship game, I believe, and we got the Peach Bowl again. No big bowl or no nothing. And I knew then, and I was like, well, it's just this sport isn't right. So, but then I went to App and they won national championships. I'm like, I'm going to support them. This is my team. This is where I went to school. This is where I'm going to go and support this division. They actually play a tournament. Every year. They host games in Montana most of the time because they're pretty good. So they have snow. but they managed to go to classes this whole time. They've got all the teams outside the Power 5 do have school and go to classes, so they've managed to do that. But anyway, so after all that, you see North Carolina, Terry, the chairman of the committee is the athletic director at NC State. Do you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
The chairman of the committee is the NC State. So if the NC State director can't get Florida State, the undefeated ACC champion, into the playoffs, does North Carolina or NC State ever have a chance?
My deal.
I know
with
going
that,
forward it changes, but if it had been this year, if it was North Carolina State, North Carolina, Virginia, it doesn't matter. If Florida State cannot get in and undefeated, North Carolina and NC State has never had a chance.
Nope.
Sometimes you got to wonder, because this guy's the ones representing everybody else in that room. Now, whether he voted for it or not, because nobody's come out and said who voted where and who did what out of that committee. So he might have voted against it, but he's the chairman and has to go and say, this is what we did. So if he did vote against it or not vote for Florida State, I mean, I even told people at our school, I think every one of them ought to be thrown out and thrown in jail for 5 years because you messed up.
Thrown in jail?
Yes, 5 years.
This is North Korea. They'll throw you in jail.
I'm sorry.
Hey, that's part of the idiocy I mentioned earlier. But you should say removed from the committee would be more of an academic answer.
Well, every one of them should be removed.
There you go.
But
He's
you
saying they're
cannot
criminals.
mess up that
It's not
bad
criminal.
and think that you're okay.
It's not a crime.
They committed fraud on the American people
It's not
and Florida State University.
It's not fraud. The only thing that I do agree with is they did pick 4 conference champions, and that's what they should have done. And
I agree.
they picked all conference champions.
I agree with that.
And even the year, when they let Ohio State in when they weren't a conference champion and they got beat 30-something by Clemson, ought to tell you enough. As an Ohio State fan, I'll tell you that's why the conference champion. If you're not a conference champion, you don't need to be in there.
Well,
so I mean, I think they got that part right. They maybe just got the wrong conference champion.
Okay, Terry, not the committee. Should NC State fire him today? Should he be allowed to walk back on NC State's campus? Because if he's going to do that at Florida State, you can't get NC State's not getting in. And this guy works for you. I'm sure he gets paid a nice salary at NC State. Should he be fired right now?
No.
You just want to throw him in jail.
I think the whole committee.
Throw him in jail. He can work from prison. He can house arrest. He can have one of more ankle monitors.
I'm still saying.
Oh, geez,
you don't know how he voted.
That is true. I was just about to say,
Okay,
well, how
so
exactly
Terry's saying
did
he
vote?
could have fought for him and it didn't matter. Correct?
Do we know how many people's
Now,
in it?
with that said, you're the chairman of the committee. You work for us. Your part is to get us in. We're 13-0. You didn't do your job. Should he be fired?
Yeah, but if he's just working to get the ACC champion, that's bias.
Yeah, he has to be.
I think somebody had to go in there. I don't know what happened, but they have to go in there and have to lay. They had to lay the facts down for Florida State that how can you penalize a team? They couldn't do any more than they did with being behind the 8 ball with losing their quarterback. How can you penalize them for winning when you lost your quarterback?
But there's one thing, Zach, because that's in writing. That's in writing that you can exclude a team because of injuries. Now, if that wasn't in writing and they did that, now you have a problem.
So you exclude.
That makes it subjective instead of objective.
No,
they didn't change the rules.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying if it's written down and it's the code, you can use it. You understand?
Right.
So if it's not written in code about injuries, now we're just looking at wins and losses and what happened on the field. And I think that because that clause was in there, that gave him the out. Well, you're on your 3rd-string quarterback, and Alabama just beat Georgia. So we think Alabama's going to give Michigan a better game than Florida State. How can you say that? Because according to their calculus, I don't have my starting
quarterback. I don't even
quarterback.
want to hear that because that's just an opinion.
But it's in the code.
Everybody in America has an opinion.
It's in the code, Terry. They're following the rules, the parameters they were given. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
I think it's a loophole. A loophole.
It is, but it's in writing. It's
we
part
don't
of
want
it.
a team that's going to beat you 16-6. We want somebody that's going to score 40.
I don't think they're going to beat another top tier team 16-6, Terry. I just don't think that's going to happen. Just
You're
because they beat
not even
Louisville.
giving them the opportunity to even prove it.
Yeah, but if you want to go on based on what people think,
Again, that's an opinion.
They say,
yeah, but but the whole thing's an opinion, right?
Right,
Because there's
it
no
is.
hard criteria.
And that's the main thing that I've never liked is that the sport is 100% built on the opinions of people. You play on Saturday and decide who won on Monday. It was the most absurd thing that I've ever watched, and I just don't. I don't. Terry, they're right. They wrote that in there just so they could do this.
Correct.
We know going forward.
Let me put forward.
We know going forward in the top 12. Right, Alabama down, Ohio State, Notre Dame.
All the time.
They will be in it every year.
Every year.
Well, not necessarily, because Ohio State's not winning the Big Ten every year. They might be.
They don't need
They're
to.
still in the top 12.
with the 12, they'll get in.
Right. They don't need to.
With
You're not
one,
gonna lose
if they
no
don't
more
have
than
any more
one or
than
two
two
games.
losses,
I don't know.
That's what,
I don't know.
If they have more than two losses.
You're in.
These guys coming in better be pretty good because about 10 guys transferred out with this transfer.
Don't downgrade your team,
Yeah.
Tom.
So how many
Quit doing
losses
that.
does Alabama need not to make the top 12 going forward?
No, it's
Three.
not gotten to do.
They'll
with
get in with
as
at
long-
least three.
As
Yeah.
long as
If
Nick's-
they got 3, they're going to get in.
As
If they
long
got
as-
in with one, we had 7 and 8 jump 4 that didn't lose.
Yeah.
7 and 8 jump 4 that didn't lose.
as long as Saban cries on national television because he has this stage, he can just get on ESPN whenever he wants and cry the whole time because he has a national audience. Because every time if he calls up ESPN, hey, put me on, and they put him on, and he cries like a little whiny
When
old
they-
man and didn't get enough ketchup on his hamburger, and they let him in. And
Think about
it's
it.
annoying.
When you're sitting in that room and it comes down to you got them 3 unbeaten teams. Okay, now we got Texas against Alabama. Well, we can't do that, guys, because Texas beat Alabama and they're going to be out. So we can't do it that way. So let's take this other team who, hey, man, we're going to say injuries what threw them out. There's nobody in this world can tell me. This is what I hope happens, and I honest to goodness hope it happens. I hope Michigan
I do
beats them
too.
by
I hope they
3
beat them.
touchdowns or
Right
more.
out of them.
Now, Alabama's good. I'm not never going to take that away from them. They got a good team. And should they be in there? No.
You're
because
fifth.
you were 8.
Yep.
And you jumped over a team that was 4th,
And undefeated.
unbeaten, with winning with a second-string quarterback and a third-string quarterback.
And we got to be fair to these quarterbacks that are coming in. They're probably 4 or 5 stars. It ain't like they're bringing scrubs off the bench. They're going to be 4 or 5 stars.
And then we're worried
coming
about
in.
it because this guy's in the game that he should not be in, playing for an ACC title. He's the third-string quarterback. It's the first time he's ever started. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah, but
And you won.
against Louisville.
If we done NFL like
Against
that,
Louisville.
It's Louisville. So
Oh.
that's what they're saying. You beat Louisville, and they beat Georgia. So
Okay,
that
who Texas
also goes
win?
in.
Texas beat who? Oklahoma State. We've seen Oklahoma
Yeah,
State
I
get
mean,
drilled.
but they were in it. They were in it already, were they not? No, Texas wasn't. in
Texas
it.
had to
they
win the
was-
championship.
To win a championship
get
to
in.
get
So
in.
all that is to me is moot. It should be 13-0 conference champion.
'Cause they took
13-0
Georgia's
conference
place,
champion,
that's right.
13-0 conference champion. Then what do we have left? Texas and Alabama. Texas beat Alabama. It's that
that's
simple.
that's
It's
the way I
simple.
look
That's
at
how
it.
I looked
That's
at
the
it.
easiest thing.
Yep.
If you walk into a room and everybody comes out of a room with something other than that, it's crooked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. That's the way I looked at it.
Either
Yep,
there's
me
A,
too.
idiots or it's crooked. That's all you can. That's the only thing you can draw from
That's
that.
the elephant in the room. That Texas has already beaten Alabama.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
so they had to
So
justify.
Alabama, you're out. I'm
they
sorry.
had to justify that by putting Texas at 3 and kicking them out.
And then on the back end of it, if you really want to go down to details, and somebody sits in here, and I don't care, I'm telling the whole America, if you're going to sit here and tell me the SEC was the best football conference in college, something's wrong with you. You went 7-9 against Power 5 conferences. 7-9. You had a losing record against Power 5 conference. So don't come in here telling me you had the best conference. And ACC defeated the SEC this year. They wasn't but one that they beat out of the Power 5, and they won like two games to 1 over somebody. But everybody else you had losing records against. So don't come in here telling me that. You were not the best college football conference this year. That's how it should be done.
Sports
This year.
Sports that use judges: diving, gymnastics, ski jumping,
Ban.
figure skating,
Oh.
band competition,
I've been to a lot of those.
cheerleading,
Yeah.
dance. Trying to find some more on that. but again, the fact that there's opinions that are involved at all. It's the only sport that we call a sport. It's not a sport. At least the NFL admitted in court that they were fake. They did. People don't know that, but they did. They said they're the same thing. There are lawyers that said they're the same thing WWE is, and they're sports entertainment. You can't sue them for fixed games. Now, I don't know if the NCAA is ready to admit it or not, but that room is crooked. Florida State. So basically, they're gone. The ACC is about to be blown up. Terry talking about a merger with the Big 12 possible. With the ACC and Big 12, whatever's left over who leaves. But they ranked guys. I saw this ranking as far as teams leaving the ACC, who other conferences would want. You want to guess where Florida State fell?
SEC
in that, and I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like if you were ranking,
like
if you're the SEC or Big 10,
who would you want first?
Yeah, who would you want first? Who were the top? I know the top 4. I'll put it that way. Where do you think Florida State ranked in the top 4 of those?
2?
4th. They had North Carolina number 1.
Wow. I would say Clemson would
Virginia number 2. Clemson 3.
Virginia.
Florida State 4. Neither the Big 10 or the SEC has teams in North Carolina or Virginia. So they said the SEC could grab the state of North Carolina and Virginia with both of those moves, and that's the teams that they would want. Both of them bring in more money, more viewers than anybody. So I know some of you don't know it, don't realize it, but that's the rankings of where the Big 10 and the SEC view them. Clemson, Florida State's big in football, but North Carolina, Virginia are so much in all the other sports.
Virginia's sold out every time.
And it's viewers. It's viewers. So you got to think about that. So
I will say that.
So that's going to be the big fight. Apparently, is over Virginia and North Carolina. And if you get North Carolina, you also get Duke or maybe possibly NC State as well. So there's your future. So Tom, you're in the Big 10, and you could poach ACC teams. Give me 2 schools that you would want in the Big 10.
Well, none of them really, but I guess if you're making me do this,
he wants Dabo.
You took Maryland.
I know you got
Don't even come over here saying that. You took Maryland.
I would take Clemson and North Carolina.
All right. Now that have to give you Duke too. So you do realize that you got to take that anchor. Got to take that with it.
I think Clemson gives you another quality football program.
But Duke would give you some more of the New Jersey markets. But I don't know if Rutgers would be happy about that.
You know what? That's true.
Yeah, they would.
Very true.
They're very popular up there.
That's their home.
The University of New Jersey. That's what they called it when I was in college. They called it that. I mean,
Terry, NC State's on the line. You get to choose. You want to go to? Listen to this. Here's your choice: Big 10 with North Carolina and Duke, or SEC and have control of North Carolina, the state of North Carolina, in the SEC football realm of college football.
All right, I got 2 opinions.
That's what I ask you.
No. My first opinion: if I went to the Big 10, we could win that one. There's no big deal there. If we go to the SEC, we would be better in football. That's how it comes
he just
out.
idioted himself again. There's no big deal. What are you going to win the Big 10 in? What are you going to win the Big 10 in, Terry?
We're good enough to beat
What are you
anybody
going?
up
What
there in
are you
football.
going to win the Big 10 in?
That's all.
Let's go ahead and say it.
Shanky.
What are you going to win the Big 10 in?
Terry, get it.
Okay,
Terry.
that's
how simple that is.
I think that's some electric lemonade he's drinking over there, not Sundrop. They're going to win the Big 10. It's no big thing. They're just going to win everything. Just name the sport. Golf, we win it.
Well, we cross
Swimming,
country, we've won
cross
it.
country, we win it.
Yeah, that's it. We won that.
Wrestling, we got it. Don't worry.
Back to back.
Don't worry about Ohio State, Iowa, those schools. We'll win wrestling, everything.
Wrestling, same thing.
Wrestling.
I mean, y'all sent Purdue down to play us, and we beat them like a drum in wrestling, like 47-3.
It's Purdue, man.
I tell you what,
They're in your Big 10, buddy.
if one of the conferences gets all 3, the other one better grab Wake Forest and/or App.
I think if I was in that,
SEC's got to have some presence in North Carolina.
I would want to be in the SEC because of the regional, area still.
Yeah.
And I agree with what Kevin said. You if you're in the SEC and you're this is football. I'm talking football for this type. You'll be recruiting North Carolina for SEC football. But I'd like to go, have us go down there and whip them in basketball too.
How can we sit here and we all said no, that all this was wrong. There's no way we can change it. It's never going to get changed. It will be one of the worst decisions ever made in college football from years on and on and on. They'll always go back to this. We are sending more teams to bowl games than any other conference. That's the Big Ten, SEC, anybody. We're sending 11 teams. Everybody else is sending 7, 8, or 9. And I understand all that, but there's so much.
The Sun Belt sending the most team to the bowls, Terry.
Well, I'm just saying out of your Power Fives.
Just if we're interested in the facts,
right?
Well, I'm talking Power Fives. Come on.
Yeah, there's second. It's okay. Apps won. That's fine.
But my whole deal is we tried to explain this, and there's no way that anybody in that committee can still come back to me and say they picked the right 4 teams. There's no way. And it'll never be done. There's nothing you can argue with me. And I'm going to tell you one of the worst things I thought. I was listening to, who's the guy from the SEC, Paul?
Fennenbaum.
Now, I'm going to tell you what, man. He got on my nerve. He is a SEC man anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And he got on the nerve to tell everybody to shut their mouth. Don't explain. You have no right to explain. What do you mean I have no right to explain? You were 7-9 against Power Fives. I still throw that out there. And I'm not saying SEC's bad. I'm just saying this year you were not the best college football conference.
Well, you know what I would have said in the room, though? I would have said Alabama should have 2 losses because there's no way they should have won the Auburn game.
Yep.
There's no way.
Yeah, you had a miracle there.
And Auburn was beaten at home the week before by New Mexico State.
Mm-hmm.
So my opinion would be that's a win, but it's really a loss. So let's go ahead and put Florida State in.
Agreed.
That would have been something I said.
I mean, I have Florida State at 2 or 3. Why? I don't even know why there's an argument about it. Like,
why are they still polls that are out there that has Florida State above Alabama still? If that's the case, how can that happen? There are polls that has Florida State above Alabama.
I mean, why wouldn't they be 2 or 3? And they're talking about 4. Why is Texas? Tell me why Texas is ahead of Alabama.
Yeah, tell me
Florida
that.
State or Washington. Why is Texas ahead of either one of them? But they're not. But they're ahead of Florida State, obviously. But why was Washington considered way better than Florida State? Is my question.
Right.
So, like Tom said, if there's leaning on the injury, and that's the only reason, so let's discuss that then. Tom, did you guys win a national championship with a backup quarterback?
3rd stringer.
Okay. That's up. So that's it. That's the argument. So Ohio State gets in with their 3rd stringer, and they win it, but Florida State can't. It's the most ridiculous thing. I've heard North Carolina, fans, NC State fans.
We wouldn't have a shot.
I'm glad some of you are coming to the
we
realization.
have no chance.
I'm glad some of you come to the realization that you never had a chance. But now going forward, you do. I'll win the conference. You're in. They can't take that away from you now. They're finally doing that. So you may see me, Tom, watch a little bit more college football. The fact that you can earn your way into the playoffs. I know App's never going to get voted in, but we win the Sun Belt. Might not want to move to the SEC or ACC.
Right. I mean, that's fair.
Just win the Sun Belt.
Well, that does make it fair. I give you something, and that means that once you get beat, you're not out. Some of them.
Not
some
well,
say,
for us, it does.
And does that throw in something else? Does that make or does that give the teams that are scheduling all these cupcakes? We might schedule somebody else that we wouldn't have scheduled.
You don't play hard teams now. If you can automatically get in, you don't play. Why would you play hard teams? I mean, Florida State would get in if we had 12. That's not the. Yeah. That wouldn't be. So the issue.
There's your question. Next year, if it was 12 teams this year, the ACC would only have Florida State because Louisville would be out.
Well,
they wouldn't make it in.
It's not. That's not how it is, Terry. There's still opinions.
Yeah, you're right. There's opinions.
Other than the conference champions.
No, yes, it's the 6 conference champions, and then it's opinions. They're still sitting in a room making sure Alabama gets in and Ohio State and Notre Dame get in the playoffs.
Well,
So there's 9 spots.
There's money to be made.
Correct. So
Like y'all bring money.
A lot.
they do. They do. They ain't got nothing.
Chalking up another one for the Terry doesn't know what he's talking
They-
about.
Oh,
they
I know
got
what I'm talking about.
They ain't got nothing else to do but watch football in Ohio.
Ohio State brings everybody. They'll bring people to this. They're going to bring people to this Cotton Bowl to watch their third stringers play. I mean, they're just going to go. I mean, that's just the way it is. So.
Well, it ain't like, this is not like Florida State didn't have a pedigree either. This is one of the top teams of, all time. If you rank top 10, you put Florida State in there, would you not? All time?
They had been down.
They have.
They have been down.
But
They've been down.
it's just, it's absurd to me.
They've not been as good now as they have in years past. But still at the same time, you can't remember about years past who did what this year.
That's what it's about this year.
Who did what this year? So
That's where everything I think got all messed up.
How hard is this? So we're making rules as far as the top 12. If I was in charge, I had my top 16 out there. Why don't they do this? Top 5. How about everyone who makes their conference championship, you're in. 10 teams, and the last 2 are the top ranked champions of the group of 5. So you get 7 conference champions, 5 conference runner-ups. There's your 12 teams. Anybody opposed to that? I know Alabama fans will be opposed to it because hey, look, if we don't win our conference, we might not.
If we don't win our side,
we're still in.
Yeah,
we're still in, right?
As long as Saban.
They don't want any non-at-large bids. Is what they don't want. College football, they have to have an at-large bid so there can be 5 people sitting in a room and like, guys, Ohio State's out, Notre Dame's out, Alabama's out. We got 1 spot. We got to get somebody. We got to get one of these guys in. Got to get 2 of these guys in.
You know what your problem would be next year as you looking at that poll? Do you not think LSU would jump over Oklahoma?
They're still going to have some.
LSU might jump over Missouri or Ole Miss if they get.
Well, I'm just saying, if it come down just to those 2, Oklahoma or LSU, I'm taking. I'm gonna take LSU.
Hard to kick Oklahoma out there. That's not a small.
Well, I know it's hard to do.
Not a small brand. LSU
I know it's not, but I'm just saying,
Oklahoma.
SEC against. Come on now.
Oklahoma's where moving to the Big 10, ain't they?
No, they're moving.
They win that every year.
Is they still the Big 12?
No, they went. Wait a minute. What did I hear about Texas and Oklahoma? They renewed their rivalry.
Oh, they're going to the SEC, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Because
because Texas won the championship this year, and it's the last time they would be in the conference.
That's it. Yeah.
Good grief. Well, anyway, your top 12 is Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama, Florida State, Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Missouri, Penn State, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Well, one of those spots will be out because you got the winner of App's conference or the other conference that Tulane's in. So one of those will get in. So you got to look at the top 11, not the top 12 when you look at it. So right now, Oklahoma and LSU on the outside, Terry. You're in a committee. You got Missouri and Ole Miss sitting there in that tournament. You get to pick 2 teams. You going Oklahoma, LSU over Missouri, Ole Miss?
That's probably what I'm doing. Well, that's what everybody else does.
That's what it always does. Because we all sit in the room like, they're better because they got that's their name.
Yeah, their name.
That's their name. Notre Dame's at 16 guys. We can definitely.
I still
them in
think that's
Missouri.
the problem. Nobody really sat down and thought about the SEC against everybody else.
Kevin laid out the criteria that should have determined who got to go in the top 4, and that's the easiest way to do it. And they went in and they brung in their Nick Saban bias and their Alabama bias. If you would have took the names off the team.
Right.
And you would have laid it down on there, they could have made an argument to put.
What was the strength of schedule for those 2 teams?
You want to see some Alabama? You mean Alabama's schedule?
Just the
They
strength of schedule,
say that Alabama's strength of schedule was like top 5 in the nation. I don't believe that.
What was their strength?
How
of
in the
schedule?
world can you say that when they went and beat somebody like the week before they had to play Georgia?
They were 5 in Florida State was like
look at
60.
that. Middle Tennessee. Good job, baby.
They beat 5 ranked teams. Now pull up
Wait,
Florida.
no, time out. Ranked at the time. So that, and that's my thing about college football. You get credit for beating the number 1 team in week 3, and then they go 3-8. So
Is
you get
Tennessee
credit for being
not
number 1.
I know LSU still ranked. I said ranked.
I know. But I mean,
Yeah.
I was trying to explain what
Yeah,
it
I
like how they
understand.
like these are not the current rankings.
But Ole Miss is ranked. LSU is still ranked. Georgia is ranked. Tennessee, are they still ranked?
Not 100% sure on that one.
So they beat 4 ranked opponents. Now pull up
It says
Florida State.
It says Alabama had the number 5 strength of schedule, and Florida State had the 55th. I don't believe that.
Where's Florida State? Just pull it up.
Working
Just
on
look
it.
at it.
Working on it.
I looked at it
Patience.
earlier, and I didn't believe that.
Patience. You've got a computer sitting right in front of you. Type it in.
I'm used to you putting it up there. You usually put
I'm
it
getting
up there.
there. Tom, it takes a second.
Well, I tell you what, he can find Amari Cooper stats a lot faster than he can find this.
Well, they're
And they beat
they're in the abyss.
Duke unranked now.
They both beat LSU.
1, 2, 3. They beat 3 ranked teams.
But we just got done discussing they're not ranked anymore, Terry.
Louisville's still ranked. LSU's still
What?
ranked.
So
They're
Alabama
ranked. They're 14th.
They beat Florida and SEC.
They beat Duke.
Beat Miami.
They beat LSU.
Duke's
Beat Clemson.
Duke's
No,
quarterback
you
went down.
can't go
Duke
by what
could
they
have been
was
top
before
25.
to now.
Terry,
Can I tell you something?
Terry, if you go undefeated at NC State and you beat LSU, Florida, Louisville, and Miami, Virginia Tech, and Clemson, do you deserve to be in?
Well, I'm
And
saying,
if we-
and also I'm sitting here going, I went 2-0 against the SEC.
None of those teams are any good.
And Miami was ranked
What?
in the top 10 earlier in the year.
None of those teams are any good.
Who have y'all beat? Ohio State. Well, y'all ain't even in this. Never mind.
Beat Notre Dame. Beat Notre Dame. At Notre Dame. Beat Penn State.
Notre Dame.
2 ranked teams. Hey, are they ranked? You're just talking about ranked teams, but when I bring up a ranked team, it doesn't matter. Oh, Tom said it. It doesn't matter.
They won at Boston
Duke's not
College,
even
too.
ranked.
That's exactly right.
They won at Boston College.
Won that Chestnut.
It's hard to win in Boston College right there.
How'd you win
Exactly.
there? How'd you poke the guy in the eye and then beat them? That's unbelievable.
So, Tom, you're saying FSU shouldn't be in?
No, I'm just saying the
Ah,
straight.
what?
No,
I
Tom,
see.
Terry.
He talks about me, and he's jumping ship one side to
I
the
think
other.
Tom
here.
said that they used
No.
the loophole.
I'm saying, Terry, you like base things on this, like whatever's jumbled up in your brain, emotions, and all this nonsense that's going on in there. I said, show me the schedule. Whose schedule was strong?
You know what's not on
Who's-
Florida State's schedule?
Whose
A
schedule?
loss.
Right, that's
Yeah, true.
what I was fixing to say was I'm not going to put a strength of schedule over a
Whose
loss.
schedule was
You
strong?
bring strength of
Well,
schedule
wait a
in
minute,
when you
let
have
me
the
put- let me
same
put
record.
this to you.
Let's play the game.
No.
We'll go around the room. We'll go around the room real quick. Tom, quality opponent, Middle Tennessee State.
No.
Terry, Texas.
Yes.
South Florida, Zach.
No,
Ole
They're
Miss,
decent.
Tom.
they're deep. That's what I said.
Yes, quality.
Terry, Mississippi State.
No.
Zach, Texas A&M.
Yes.
Tom, Arkansas.
No.
Terry, Tennessee.
I'd put them as yes, but
LSU, Zach.
Yes.
Kentucky, Tom.
Yeah.
Chattanooga, Terry.
no.
Auburn, Zach.
Yes.
Yes, and Georgia. So 8 quality opponents and whatever 4-0. Florida State. LSU, Tom.
Yes.
Southern Miss, Terry.
No.
At Boston College, Zach.
No.
Terry, at Boston College.
Boston College. Wait a minute. Hold up. Now, wait a minute. Now, what are we talking about?
I just said at Boston College.
You're talking
Terry.
about a Boston College team that's playing in a bowl game.
Mhm.
So y'all telling me they're no good?
Who's this y'all stuff?
I'm going to let Terry answer the question. Terry, quality team at Boston College.
Yes. Boston College is playing in a bowl game.
Clemson, Zach.
Yes.
Virginia Tech, Tom. No.
No, not this year.
Oh, it's 3-2. All right. Syracuse, Terry.
No.
Duke, Zach.
Yes.
Wake Forest, Tom.
Not this year. No.
Pittsburgh, Terry.
No.
Miami, Zach.
Yes.
North Alabama, Tom.
Well, that's a toughie. No.
Florida and Louisville. So they
Yes
had
and yes.
7. Alabama had 8 quality opponents.
Did Florida have a winning record?
No.
We counted them on both teams.
And they were ranked earlier in the
Yeah,
year,
they
too.
were ranked on both sides, Tom.
But is that
We counted them on both wins as quality wins.
Florida State went 2-0 against the SEC.
You can't say they're quality. Alabama's
2-0.
quality win over them, but
2-0.
Florida State beat them is not a quality win.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, in looking at the schedule, I would say that Alabama
Didn't play
more
Florida.
difficult.
They're too scared to play them.
Let me put it to you like this, Tom, and I'm asking you.
LSU.
Think of it.
42-20.
Washington loses. Got me?
I listened.
Okay, I'm paying
If
making sure.
Washington loses,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And who else is up? Our Michigan loses.
Uh-huh.
And Florida State wins.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to crown a champion over here who has a loss.
Yeah.
When Florida State went undefeated and went 3-0 against the SEC, and Alabama wins,
Or Texas.
or whatever,
They got a loss.
you're
too.
going to tell me that Florida State should not be number one.
They might be voted in the AP number one.
All right, we got to take a break. We're way behind JP, and when we come back, we got a little bit more college football to discuss, and we got bad picks on ktcbroadcasting.com.
If you've got someone on your Christmas shopping list that loves coffee, espresso blends, and smoothies, give them a gift card from Scooters Coffee in Cherryville. Buy $25 worth of Scooters gift cards and get an extra $5 free. That could be a special treat for yourself. And don't forget, fresh brewed coffee, just $1 a cup. Now, at your local Scooters Coffee, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right in front of Walmart. Open 5:30 to 9, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9, Saturday and Sunday.
Someone will be the winner of a $1,000 Christmas shopping spree from one of our local merchants. It could be you. Register today at One Stop Lawn Care on the Dallas-Cherryville Highway in Dallas, at Red Bridges Barbecue on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Carfair Auto Sales on the Bessemer City Highway in Gastonia, at Queen Bee Home Decor on South Washington Street in Shelby, at Deja Vu Consignments in downtown Cherryville, at Bliss Spa at the Cleveland Mall in Shelby, at Wild Birds Unlimited in Franklin Square, Gastonia, at Webb Chemical and Paper Company, West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Annalisa Boutique on Main Street in downtown Cherryville, and at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby on Highway 74 East in Shelby. The drawing will be held Friday, December 22nd. Register today, and you could be the winner of the $1,000 Christmas shopping spree.
Don't let the bed bugs interrupt your long winter nap. And I'm sure Santa doesn't want you living with bed bugs. That's why he has H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing take care of his North Pole home. And maybe you should too. Just give them a call at 704-482-2847. They feature all types of pest control service. And everyone at H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing wants to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Keep the bugs away with a call to H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing online at hhpci.com and like them on Facebook too. For the best in tools and equipment, shop and save during the Napa Holiday Savings Sale at Cherryville Auto and Truck Supply. Take a look at Milwaukee drill bit sets for $19.99. Milwaukee M12 radio and chargers are $99.99. Cherryville Auto and Truck Supply has Milwaukee 8-piece Shockwave Impact Duty 3/8-inch drive deep 6-point socket sets for $46.99. All during the Napa Holiday Savings Sale at Cherryville Auto and Truck Supply, 1313 Shelby Highway 150 West in Cherryville, your Napa Auto Parts store.
Fall is the perfect time to play golf at Crowder's Mountain Golf Course at the foot of beautiful Crowder's Mountain. Playing Route 18 Monday through Friday for $30 and just $27 after 1 p.m. Playing right on weekends and holidays for $40 and just $35 after 1 p.m. Ladies' Day is Monday. Ladies playing right on Mondays for only $20 and seniors playing right Monday through Friday for $27. At the Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, 255 Lincoln Academy Road in Kings Mountain. For your tee time, call 704-739-7681.
Everyone at Golden Solutions Insurance in Shelby hopes your Christmas wish comes true. Be sure to count your blessings this Christmas. And remember, you are a blessing to so many. Christmas is surrounded by love, joy, and hope. Pass this message along to everyone to spread the light of this wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas to all from everyone at Golden Solutions Insurance, located at 231 East Marion Street in Shelby. Online at goldeninsuranceSolutions.com.
And we're back with Kevin and the gang. They're talking about some more sports. Looks like college football will be their topic this morning. Well, one of them, but I mean, well, maybe not. I don't know.
We're still on college football, Jake.
Okay. Well, I just saw the poll ranking, playoff poll ranking.
Well, we was talking a little bit about in the break. If you're Florida State, they've already told you the games do not matter. You're 13-0. You have nothing to gain from beating or playing Georgia. I mean, I guess if you beat them, that you may get voted second or third at the end of the year in the AP poll. But if
I'm unbeaten and them other two
don't play,
teams get beat, that's unbeaten.
and everybody else gets beat, well, guess what? I'm the national champion. That's what University of Central Florida said.
They sure did. Went and bought rings.
So the argument is, so the committee basically said that we think that your injured quarterback makes you not one of the top 4 best teams in the country, and that's what they're leaning on, is that part of the line and the opinion part. So we can't do nothing about it. That's the opinion. So if the opinion is you got to pick the best 4 teams, Terry, should Georgia be in the Final Four?
If I had to pick them, yes.
The 4 best teams.
They lost 1 game out of their last 30.
So who are you kicking out?
Who am I kicking out of the 4 that's in there?
Mm-hmm.
It's Alabama.
But Alabama just beat them.
I'm sorry. You're still not going to make it.
Tom, is Georgia one of the top 4 teams in the country, and or Ohio State? I'll give you that bone.
I mean, no. I mean, if you went up there, you had your chance to prove that you were in a top 4 by beating Michigan on the road. You didn't do it. I mean, so like I'm not one of these crazy fans that says my team's still in it. If I'm a Georgia fan, I said, well, we had a chance to beat an Alabama team who should have gotten beat by a lousy Auburn team who'd been beaten by Texas, and they beat us on a neutral field. Shut up and go home. So, I mean, as much as I disagree with a lot of Terry's points, that Florida State has the best argument. You asked us to go on the field and win a game. Did Georgia do that? No. Did Ohio State do that? No. So you didn't win your big game. I've got my, we're going to throw out, Michigan's cheating and shouldn't be in there anyway. But if you just take what happened on the field, Kevin, I agree with you. What happens on the field is most important. And all these other kind of eye test things, yeah.
Do you think they took Michigan's cheating into account at all?
No.
In the committee?
I think they did when they threw Alabama in up against them.
No, I just don't think that. I just don't. For whatever reason, that they just
injured player counts. Cheating doesn't.
You know what, Kevin? That's a great point.
Well, there you go.
That's a great point.
You're right. We didn't do anything wrong.
That's a great point. Now, you might say, well, Harbaugh didn't cheat, but Michigan did.
It's team. It's a team.
Whether you want to say, well, Johnny, the quarterback, didn't cheat. See, but if Johnny's coach cheated, but didn't tell Johnny he cheated, but still cheated, that helped Johnny, and that screwed another kid at another school.
Well, if Johnny lowers his head and hits somebody, he'll get kicked out of game too.
Right.
For cheating. That's considered cheating, hitting someone with your head.
I mean, it's
cheating.
The elephant in the room is that Michigan should not be here anyway because of what they did. Now, you could say, oh, that's crime to decide. I'm not saying Ohio State should be there either. I'm just saying they shouldn't be there. They cheated. They said Ohio State cheated. You gave players tattoos, so therefore you cheated because they might not have gone to your school, right? They might have gone to another school, but you cheated. You broke the rules. So guess what? When you're 12-0 in 2012, you don't get to go to a bowl game. You don't get to go. You're 12-0. Sorry, you don't get to go to the national championship game. Why? You cheated. Fine. So then why is it different for them?
Wait a minute.
Somebody explain to me that. Explain to me that.
The coaches cheated. The players did.
It doesn't matter. It's a team sport.
We're on Florida State. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. If you want to say it.
That's stupid.
Well, no. It's the same thing on the other side.
After the game, does it say, well, the players won and the coaches lost or vice versa? No. The whole team wins or loses.
You don't understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I understand perfectly. You're trying to make an excuse
No,
for
I'm
this.
not. No, I'm not.
You're done. Your team
Listen
cheated,
to me.
You're done.
Listen to what I'm saying. Let me finish. Coaches cheated. Players didn't. On Florida State side, coaches did not cheat. We lost a player. It's the vice versa. You just reversed it. So we lost a player at Florida State that's cost us out of all of our 90-some players to play for a national championship. But on the reverse side, on Michigan side, the players never cheated, but the coaches did. So we're going to let them in.
Just not the analogy I would make.
Well, I mean,
it's just.
Right,
I understand.
Let me ask you guys this, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
If Georgia would have won, where would they have been ranked?
1.
Who would have been 2?
Michigan.
Yes.
Who would have been 3?
Washington.
Who would have been 4?
Florida State.
Florida State should have been.
So if Florida State would have been 4, if Georgia won, that means they would have been ahead of Texas.
Yes.
So
Because they'd have never jumped Texas up there. They'd have never put them
Alabama
in.
beats Georgia. Texas jumps Florida State.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
yeah.
Alabama beat Georgia. Texas beat Florida State. That's why it's crooked. Right there. Because they had to justify getting Alabama in. So Texas had to jump Florida State too. And we all sit here and know if it was Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State, 4 undefeated teams, all 4 of those would have been in.
Yeah, all 4 of unbeatens would have been in.
Texas would
Simple.
not have been in. Texas would not have been in. But Florida State got jumped by Texas because Alabama beat Georgia.
It's Georgia's
Write
fault.
that down in your math books, guys.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
That's the
I almost
dumbest
said
of
it's
all
dumb.
of it.
It's dumb.
Right there. Let's see a couple of other things, Terry. Let's see.
Did you see that I looked up Michigan's plagiarism policy?
Oh, God.
Do they have a plagiarism policy? That you're removed from the law school if you cheat. So why is it different from the football team? That's all I want anybody from Michigan to answer me. Why is it any different? What do you do to your law students who cheat on their law tests? What do you do to them? Do you tell them, well, that's okay. We're gonna fire the guy who wrote the AI program that wrote your paper, but you still get to stay in law school? No, it's not the way it works, right? So if you have standards, you have standards. If you don't, you don't. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying my team should have been in instead because you still got beat. Now it's all tainted. But if rules are rules, let's enforce them. If there's not rules, then get rid of it. All's fair in love and war, right? Then let our guys stand on your sideline and record all your signals and just make it a free-for-all. I'm fine with that. But don't make a rule because you know who follows rules? Good people. You know who doesn't? Bad people. So once you make a rule and then you don't enforce it, it advantage bad people because good people follow the rules. That's all I'm saying. And it's unbelievable the sympathy Michigan's football program has had over this. I just don't get it. Like I don't get the sympathy for them. Like they're the victim. Like we live in a society where if you're bad, you're a victim, but if you're good, you're somehow bad. Somebody explain that to me. I don't get it.
Well, the problem I have is every poll that you see, the AFCA poll, Florida State's ranked 3rd. Okay? No big deal. Alabama, 4th. Washington, Texas is on the backside of Alabama in the AFCA poll.
Even though they beat them.
They beat them, and they're on the backside of them. In the AP poll, Florida State, what? 4th. So there's 2 polls that they're in.
Somebody right.
Alabama's 5th.
I want to make sure I'm right here. Texas beat Alabama at Alabama.
At Alabama.
True.
And you still have Alabama in front of Texas. That's the Nick Saban BS
It is.
bias.
It's that modifier
Him
on
and his
their
stupid.
name.
Every time I want to see one of those Aflac commercials, I want to kick the TV screen
Yeah.
in. I can't stand that little.
Well, I'm
not
going to
gonna
be
say
honest.
it, but I mean it's just
Well,
wrong.
Alabama's the
It's
4
just
seed.
wrong.
Alabama's 4 seed.
There's 2 bowl games that I'm going to watch.
But it just makes me but it just makes me mad that anybody would even consider putting Alabama in front of Texas after Texas came into your building and beat you. How could we even consider anything
Terry
else?
was just about to put Georgia over Alabama after Alabama beat them.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I'm talking about a team that lost 1 game in 30. How many times you beat Alabama in that 30 games?
Well, he lost to me yesterday.
At least
Lost to them
twice or 3
yesterday.
times you beat Alabama.
Well, lost to them yesterday, Terry.
You know. Well, my deal is this. There's only 2 bowl games I'm watching. North Carolina State play. I will watch that game, and I will watch Florida State play. But as far as anybody else, I'm not watching either one of them title games. I could care less who wins. And I will not watch the national championship. They're going to say, okay, so what? That's one person. You're right. But if there's more people like me, I'm not watching that crap.
I think there's a lot of people that won't watch. I actually agree with you on that. I'm pulling for Washington. If Washington's in the championship game, I'll watch it. If Alabama's in the championship game, I probably won't. But see, as a Florida State hater, I probably wouldn't watch them either. But that's not got nothing to do with principle. I just hate Florida State. But on principle, yes, Terry, I would understand why all the ACC people would not watch this game. And I was just looking it up. That they might boycott.
Yeah.
And some of the people say they should really, really stick it to them. Like, wait for the game to just about start and then walk back in the locker room and not play.
Do all the things. Take your free trip and do all that,
and then not play. I wouldn't blame. I wouldn't blame.
All right, here's some bad picks. And then we got some. There's only one game this week. Army Navy. There may be some on Thursday. I'll relook, but I don't think there's only one. But so these are bad picks from the last 2 weeks in college football. And then also we got some tweets and some fun questions for you guys here in just a moment. So here's last week's and 2 weeks worth of bad picks here on KTC Broadcasting. Zach, hit the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops, I never got that audio problem fixed, did I? All right, I'll go through I have to fix that in the break, I guess, but that's not working. We'll do we'll go through the tweets and we'll fix it. We'll watch that in the next break. I don't know why that's not playing, but anyway, give me 1 second for the folks. If you listen on the radio, this show is live on YouTube every Saturday morning, folks. You can listen to the shows, and I may have it on. Let's see. Off. USB studio. You can watch it, like I said, on YouTube. That may be it right there. Let's see. Nope, still not it. All right, well, I'll check that during the break. All right, so let me go over to the fun tweets of the week, see what we got here in college football. The Florida people, a lot of teams entering the portal. Florida people's losing their minds over their running back Etienne. Trevor Etienne is transferring.
The brother of the guy who went to Clemson.
Yeah, we'll hit that there, Zach, until I get that figured out during the break. They're just having to come apart. And this is Tom. Listen to one of these people tweeting, and this is for you. I talked about Caleb Love last week, and people talking about their schools, and the emotions that come out of these people. It's not about playing time for upper echelon guys. Etienne is the top playmaker for a blue blood brand. It's about uncapped free agency where the highest bidder claims the prize, and it's discussing this sport needs guardrails. So my school won't pay the guy to get the concussions and run up the middle and get smoked by linebackers. But NC State will or someone else will, and I'm mad about it. Like that's how these folks look at some of this. And that's not just me on that. That one drives me crazy. Like, why do you care what this young man does? All right, here's one for you guys. We'll see what you guys think. The best college football player to never have won the Heisman.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that. I thought Braveheart should have won it. He didn't get it. I think
Vic.
I think Dabo, him and his stupid
Peyton
mouth
Manning.
turned people against him. But Peyton Manning is the one
Yeah,
I would
Peyton
say
Manning.
on that.
Ain't
Peyton
no doubt.
Manning should have won it. And Deion's another strong argument for him. I can remember the when they played Clemson. I think did he run like 2 punts back against Clemson or something stupid? I mean, he was just phenomenal in college. So
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning is the second best quarterback ever at Tennessee. He ain't even first, at least. He might be third.
I'm saying Vic.
T. Martin's
That
the
year Vic had was just unbelievable.
Kevin.
T. Martin wins the national championship. They put Peyton Manning Boulevard on the street. Someone explain that to me. Peyton Manning sexually harassed the training department. He did the Ace Ventura talk out my butt, but he was butt naked, and he gets the street. But no T. Martin. T. Martin.
If you go by how they are now, and you just had to look at this, and we're going by what we've seen them do, if I have to go back and I've never seen these guys ever played in the NFL, then you're going to pick differently. But if I'm looking at it after I've seen them play in the NFL, Peyton Manning's who you got to say.
I'd say
You
Peyton.
pick Peyton Manning over Jim Brown?
There ain't no doubt.
You're not one of those people, are you, Terry, that think Peyton's like one of the greatest of all time?
Peyton Manning
He
made
throws the best duck ball I've ever seen in my life.
around
Awful.
him better.
Every pass I've ever seen
Him
him
and Tom
throw when they
Brady
do it
both.
closest like this.
Yeah, Peyton Manning made Marshall Falk better.
Everybody
He made
that
Marvin
they
Harrison
have
better.
on their
Reggie
team,
Wayne.
Tom Brady and Peyton Manning make everybody better.
Here's why I give Peyton props on is he knew how to read the defenses. He knew that's why he would had an advantage over everybody else. It was his prep time.
I would say this too. I saw, Larry Fitzgerald's last game. I remember going. His last college game was in Charlotte. He played in whatever it was at the time, the Tire Bowl, Belk Bowl, whatever bowl it was at the time, and we just went there on purpose to see him play. And I can remember he was phenomenal in college, but it's such a bias. It's so hard for those players that aren't quarterbacks to win. It's just so hard for them to win. So, if you want to give athleticism, I mean, a Fitzgerald, a Sanders. 93. Help me out. Who's 93?
Indomitian Sue.
Sue. I was getting ready to say, I thought that was Sue, but
Well, if we're going to put Indomitian Sue up there in college football,
I was getting ready to say the same thing.
I'm throwing Lawrence Taylor and Julius Peppers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm
Tell
saying.
me where those two are. Come on, Charlie Choo Choo Justice.
If
came
we
in
have to
second
ask
twice
who
in
the
Heisman.
guy
He's
is,
the
he
only
don't
person
even
I
his
think.
name don't even need to be up there.
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
He got Indomitian Sue on there.
yeah, I know. I mean, that's just like that's the only one I didn't figure out. Like I knew everybody else. I'm like, who's the D line?
So the folks listening on the radio, you don't have to pick one of those. They got a question mark. You can nominate whoever.
Okay.
They got Larry Fitzgerald, Peyton Manning, Deion Sanders, Michael Vick, Trevor Lawrence, Adrian Peterson, Jim Brown, Andrew Luck, Ndamukong Suh. If you're Tar Heels fans, you got 3 nominees: Peppers, Lawrence Taylor, and Choo Choo.
I'm throwing Phillip Rivers in there.
Terry wants to throw Phillip Rivers in there. You just drink too much.
Yeah.
He's the winner.
I think not Russell Wilson, Terry.
You know.
Oh my goodness.
Is Phillip the best Wolfpack football player ever?
And Torrey Holt was pretty good.
Torrey Holt was real good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
You don't know? Huh?
Wouldn't say.
Any Ohio State nominees, Tom? Joey Galloway?
Yeah, Joey Galloway. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. won't win it, but
Did Eddie George win a Heisman?
Ginn was pretty
Eddie
good.
George won a Heisman.
Yeah.
Teddy Ginn.
I'm flipping through.
He was
I'm
pretty
sitting there asking.
good.
All right, so here's who Peyton Manning lost Heismans to: Eddie George, Danny Warfel, and Charles Woodson. He must have been so good, Terry. He lost to Danny Warfel.
I was getting ready to say that's terrible.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't as good as y'all think he was. If you don't think the voters would have voted Peyton Manning over Danny Warfel,
Was that the Florida bias though?
That's what I'm saying. There's the difference.
No,
Terry,
that's back.
You don't think so?
No,
Terry,
that's
Zach,
back when
people
before
love
there was
Peyton
Saban,
Manning.
there was Spurrier was the whiner
Yeah.
getting on there. My God, I remember when he goes in Florida football. I'm just gonna tell you, Danny Warfel's best quarterback ever played college football. I was like,
I can stand
I
him.
can remember him
That's
saying
Nick Saban before Nick
about
Saban.
Danny Werfel.
Nick
the
Saban
best
watches.
quarterback to play college football.
I bet Saban watches Spurrier clips at night so he can figure out how to get into these
Danny
playoffs.
Cannell's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, it's just like there's always going to be some whiner with an audience.
So Peyton as a freshman, 11 touchdowns, 6 picks. Sophomore, 22 and 4. Junior year, 20 touchdowns, 12 picks. Senior year, 36 and 11 and 97. He lost to Danny Warfel in 96. That's when he had 20 touchdowns and 12 picks in that season.
What was Warfel stats?
Just
we're pulling them up.
I don't know. Give me a second.
I don't either. I remember the name, but I thought he was awful.
No, he could throw it deep. He had good wide receivers. Was who he had, didn't he have? Not Peter Warfel. He was Florida State. Losing my mind on who. Warfel, 39 touchdowns, 13 picks. Peyton Manning had 20 and 12. There's a reason he didn't win the Heisman, Terry.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just saying now. I'm going
It was that-
because
it
I
was
know
that
what
Spurrier
they've done
offense,
in
too,
the
that
NFL.
they had.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say that
College.
we're kind of thinking about, man, this guy won a
college.
couple Super
That's
Bowls.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean, if you had to go back and never saw him play NFL, then you think different. But
Based on
since
what
I
I've
know
seen,
what they've done,
But just watching those people in college, Michael Vick's the top of that list.
Michael Vick
Yeah.
was good.
I'm
never going to take that away. But
I would
he's
sit
got
back
the
and
best
watch him on the
spiral
field,
of
and I couldn't
anybody I've
believe-
ever seen.
I just seen him run down the field. It's ridiculous.
That man-
How many
spiral,
national?
Terry's right about the spiral.
How many national
He could throw a ball,
championships? How many national championships Trevor Lawrence win? 1 or 2?
I'm guessing one.
One.
He only played.
Yes.
Didn't he only play 1 year? He went 2.
Yeah, he went to 2,
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
and then he was in the playoff the other year against Ohio State and got beat. I mean, when he was there, Clemson was either in the title or in the playoff every year, and that kid never got a Heisman. But I think it's because an anti-Dabo bias, which I don't blame people for because Dabo's annoying. But I think that might have cost Trevor a Heisman. I think one of those 3 years he should have won it.
Did Watson
I mean,
get
you know.
one? Did Watson get one
No.
before him? Watson didn't get it.
A national championship?
A Heisman.
No, Watson never won the Heisman. They couldn't put him on the Heisman house anyway because,
Since
a little bit of a
2000,
checkered background.
since
now.
2010, it's been Cam Newton, Robert Griffin, Johnny Manziel, Jameis, Mariota, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Devontae Smith, Bryce Young, and Caleb Williams is listed
Caleb Williams
last year.
SC, yeah.
Last year, so there you go.
You know what? He's fun to watch, though. I didn't, if West Coast teams come on at 10 o'clock, it's past my bedtime. You see the highlights. But I watched him play somebody. That guy's fun to watch. I mean,
I did not see him this year.
Troy Smith.
But it's amazing
Troy
that
Smith, he won the Heisman.
we're talking about Heisman's, but most of them guys never. I mean, they decent players, but most of them never make it in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where the
mean,
Big Ten that comes out that you can watch. There's only 10 guys who's ever won a Heisman plus been put into the NFL Hall of Fame.
If you put like all his college, I mean, J.T. Barrett, bunch of wins.
Yeah, here's the guys before.
You could make an argument for him.
Here's the guys before Cam Newton: Mark Ingram, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, Troy Smith, Reggie Bush was pretty decent in pros. Matt Leinart, Jason White, Carson Palmer was pretty decent in pros. Eric Crouch, Chris Winkie, Ron Dane, Ricky
Waters. Traded our whole draft for Ricky.
Wished he could play now, so he could smoke. Charles Woodson was good everywhere. Danny Warfel was not good in the pros. Eddie George was good in the pros. Rashawn Salam was not. Charlie Ward played basketball. Gino Torretta, Desmond Howard, Ty Detmer. Desmond Howard won an MVP over Brett Favre. Ha! Speaking of that, also, Jim McMahon's got just as many Super Bowls as a Green Bay Packer as Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. Ha!
Yeah, think of that. That's right.
Yeah, I just remember.
McMahon's got 2 rings, one's with the Packers.
I just didn't, just Ricky Williams was such a freak, though. I remember one time he's just running out there without his shirt. I was like, that dude looks like somebody sculpted that. I mean, that dude was just a freak, man.
With the ETN guy, the running backs guys are going to make some more money in college that's the ones that I believe deserve it more than anybody. They get run into the ground, they get destroyed in practice, in the games.
Yeah.
And then they get to the NFL, they're like, no, we're not going. Well, we got rookie deals till you're 26. We're going to pay you once, and then you're out. Then you're 31, and you've ran the ball 17,000 times, and then they don't want to pay you. So the college guys that you take your money in the running backs, I will back the running backs every day, taking whatever money they can get in college, in my opinion. All right, let's look at some likes. Let me find any other Facebooks. Oh, I got a Cam.
Yeah, that's right. Zeke Elliott didn't win the Heisman, did he? I thought I had him in my mind as winning a Heisman. Zeke Elliott didn't win a Heisman.
No.
Terry, you guys, you just something else. I'll tell you what. NC State, Terry, did you know?
Oh Lord,
is leading the nation. What? What do you mean?
I'm just waiting.
He's waiting on that helmet.
In the transfer portal. 16 players are in the transfer portal. This is the top 25 teams in the nation. And how many players are in the transfer portal for their team? Second place, Ohio State and Kansas State with 14 players leaving town. Florida State's got 11 players. Notre Dame's got 11. Oklahoma's got 11 leaving town. So there's if you were wondering about that, Liberty's got 7. I think App's got 2. Let's leave in town.
See,
Ohio State's got 14.
What you see is, okay, we're not going to the national championship. We're out of here.
Or not
starting.
Yeah.
Or not starting. Like,
yeah.
If you're a quarterback, there's no point sitting there for 3 years.
I don't have a problem with that.
Why would I be back up at Missouri if Clemson calls and says, come start for me, or Liberty?
Joe Burrow is an example of that. Joe Burrow leaving, Ohio State and going to LSU, But I think that's justifiable.
Like when McCord left, I wasn't even mad. I said, don't blame and Julian Fleming left, and I was like, he's not getting the ball.
So here is where ACC teams, North Carolina, Florida, Miami was the 5th team that I couldn't remember, guys. Here you go. These 5 teams are the top 5 teams that are coveted by the other conferences. Here's where they would rank in academic, long-term football rank, and long-term basketball rank in each conference between the Big Ten or whatever, the big conference and the SEC. So, for example, in the Big, North Carolina, let's just use them as an example. They'd be the 4th best academic school in the Big Ten. Virginia would be 5th. So if Carolina's got fake classes and they're 4th, what are y'all doing in the Big Ten, Tom?
I'm not going to argue that. I mean, that's another thing. Don't bring up that. You got people that cheat and get away with it, and you got people that cheat and get punished. if there's no consistent punishment for cheating, just say no rules. Do whatever you want. You want to get strippers and cocaine for your players? Go ahead, do it. Because if there's no rules, if you're not going to enforce rules about fake classes or
that's what Miami used to do.
That's
anyway.
exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like
having your little goons
back
on
in
the
the 80s.
sideline recording. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just says fine. If you want to send your kid to a school where there's strippers and cocaine and you're happy with it, and fine, whatever, no rules. But if you're going to have rules, enforce them. So, if you're not going to enforce a rule, don't have the rule.
So Carolina ranked 22nd in the nation in academics, according to this study. USA News ranking, they've got Virginia 24th. Ohio State in the Big Ten, they're 43rd overall. 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, about 11th in the Big Ten, right? That's if Carolina and Virginia was in there. So you're in the top 10 unless Carolina and Virginia come. Football rank, they've got Clemson 4th in the Big Ten. Florida State 5th, Miami 9th, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, Carolina 15th, and Virginia 18th in the Big Ten basketball ranking. No, that was football rankings. In the football rankings. Did I do that right? And then in basketball, Carolina would be the number 1 team in basketball. Virginia would be about 8th. Then Florida State, Clemson, and Miami in the mid-bottom in basketball. That's in the Big Ten. Go ahead, Tom.
No, I'm just looking at Alabama's academic rank. They're on back there a little bit.
170.
I can remember going down there. In 2006, I went down there for a AP conference to learn how to teach AP government. And I told the guy instructing, I said, this is a pretty good school. He goes, they'd admit a ham sandwich. And I was like, yeah, that fits. He goes, I'll never forget that, because I was like trying to be nice. They'd admit a ham sandwich. So I guess that's right. That's how little Nicky gets all them players, right?
So right now in the Big Ten, Iowa's at 93 in the country. Oregon moving to the Big Ten will be 98th in the country. Nebraska, folks, 159. So at 159, the bottom rank, which is 60 worse than Oregon, they're still better than Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, LSU, and Mississippi State in the SEC as far as academic rankings. So the worst team by 60 points in the Big Ten is still better than 5 teams in the SEC. Now, if you take Oregon, who's coming over as the worst team in the Big Ten, at 98, that would rank them in the middle of the pack in the SEC as far as academics. So SEC academics, half the league is worse. Auburn, Tennessee, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Kentucky, Mississippi. If you went to any of those schools, you went to a worse school than the worst school in the Big Ten.
It's funny, though. You can really kind of tell this with, like, post-game interviews. You could tell the quality of the school by the way the kid
answers the questions.
So, I mean, like some of the schools, I would say some of the schools on that SEC on down, when they're interviewed, you could tell, how did this guy get into a college? and I'll brag on some of the Ohio State guys. I know that we're not Harvard at Ohio State, but pretty good school. And most of those guys, you can tell, have had some coaching on how to do this. You know what I mean? You're going to take a public speaking class or something, and you're going to learn how to answer questions, because you're going to be in front of millions of people, and what you say reflects upon our university. I think some people still think that way, but then some of these cats they interview, it's like, what did he just say? I was like, I can't even understand what he just said. So I think you could tell. I mean, you can't hide it, but it does help you athletically. You know what I mean? It's going to, if you could admit more people, the chances of you getting more athletes is greater, So, I mean, I get it, but I just think it's kind of funny.
Okay. Well,
on to the next subject.
On to the next subject.
So if I look away for 2 seconds, y'all three just can't talk.
You're the host of the show.
You're the host.
But y'all can't just stop talking about college
We got-
football.
You're like-
I can't
we got
answer a
the
text.
we got the
We're at the end of
long-term
this.
we got the long-term basketball rankings on the.
We're like a squad out in the field.
If you had just turned to
goes
this,
down,
we'd
we
have
just
been
get to
on
right
and
down.
on and on.
Yeah,
Good grief.
we just don't know what to do.
Well, that's obvious.
JP.
Okay, we've been JP'd. We just got JP'd. Can you believe that? He he turned to JP over us, that just total loss.
We could have said, well, on to a break.
So NC State's Boo Corrigan is also the brother of ESPN's vice president of production. Nothing going on there. Nothing going on there.
Conspiracy
theories. Terry, y'all need to fire him immediately. Like yesterday. It's pretty bad.
Here's a question. How much should I pay for Cotton Bowl tickets? How much do you think tickets to the Cotton Bowl are, these bowls that nobody cares about?
We're going to see in next week when we pull them.
Let's see how much, because Anna wants to go.
Here's some sources, guys. There's a rumor that the SEC and Big Ten have had behind-the-doors talks with the NFL about tying their teams to an NFL team as a farm system like baseball system.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
So
come on.
This is the next step in what they're wanting to do.
The
So
more you
they're wanting
continue
to
to do stuff like this.
They're going to make
they want to be NFL AAA.
that's what I was going to say. They're fixing to be the Yankees, baseball stuff.
Well, the almighty dollar talks, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. The almighty dollar's going to talk.
You'd have to have farm teams, though. You'd have to have farm team pools.
No,
for the most part,
it'd be Ohio State is tied to the Browns.
But I'm saying you'd have to have like 4 different teams tied to them. Does that make sense?
Funny.
No, there's only going to be 30. There'll just be 30 teams.
It's funny
they'll kick teams out.
It's funny how he says that because every time an Ohio State player becomes available, all the Browns, their podcasts and things, they go nuts and say we should just go all out. One guy said, I don't care what we have to trade. Let's get Marvin Harrison. I'm like, okay, well, you've already traded away your 3 first-round picks. And he's like, well, we could trade away 2026, 27. Let's throw away all our picks. Chase Young, and he's available. We got to get Chase Young. We got to get him. But they actually just go nuts. Every time an Ohio State player becomes available, the Cleveland wants it. They want him to come to Cleveland. So I could see that would actually work out pretty well, because it would definitely fan interest. You know what I mean? Fan interest would benefit from that, because then you get to watch your guys at Ohio State, then they just go right to the Browns.
Oh.
We could do that.
What would that do, with the NIL stuff, too?
That's interesting.
Because you'd have a lot of donors funneling in money to get their guys to come where they want, so they would make sure that their NFL team was good, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a top-down thing.
Yeah. Terry, if Louisville had thrown the ACC championship game and lost by 40 points, they would be going to the Orange Bowl instead of the Holiday Bowl, Tom, because Florida State would have blew them out and they would have maybe have got in the Big 12. So it would have been in Louisville's best interest to let Florida State hang 70 on them. And instead of going to the Holiday Bowl, they would have gotten to the Orange Bowl.
Every one of the ACC teams took a fall on account of FSU didn't get in.
Yeah.
The whole ACC lost money on account of this didn't happen. Every team was downgraded probably by a bowl or two for everything that happened there. Yeah, it makes no sense, guys.
Total. I think that there may be some lawsuits. I don't know. All right, how about a new college football ranking? This is one that ranks teams close by walking distance to the nearest Applebee's.
Oh my goodness.
West Virginia is number 1, Wyoming 2. Tom, the reason I pulled this up, UNC Charlotte, number 3, baby. Top 3 team in the nation, closest to a walk.
At least they didn't do Dollar Generals.
North Carolina would have been full of North Carolina schools.
Yeah.
Michigan's number 9, 1.6 miles.
They could have put
you're only 1 mile away.
They could have put how many Dollar Generals are in closest to you?
Who's got the most Dollar Generals?
And which one still looks nice?
Is that one of the dumbest things we ever pull up?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
I mean, why does that matter?
I don't know. These college football people are just silly sometimes.
Well, Kevin, on a lighter note, I was thinking about asking for a day off to go to the Cotton Bowl, but flight is $1,000.
What?
And the cheapest tickets that are like up in the nosebleed are $400 a piece.
That's
So
crazy.
Go ahead and go, Tom.
I shall not be going. I will be watching from the comfort. I was thinking about it. I was like, I could probably just ask Kevin. I could call in from the Cotton Bowl. It'd be pretty cool. But
Not really.
I will not be. Yeah, it would, Terry.
We wouldn't take your call.
Yeah, you would, Terry, because you don't know what to do if I'm not here. You just sit there and argue with yourself.
Like by the time he went to California, we had to call over and wake him up.
That's right. I've had to do that before.
Here's your conference records against the other conferences, guys. ACC 10-9 overall. This is against other Power 5
We don't
schools.
look down at what I was telling you.
Big 12 comes in second and 500 at 6-6. Big 10 5-8. No, I mean Pac-12 is second at 7-3.
They beat one conference.
SEC 7-9. They were 4-6 against the SEC, 1-2 against the Big 12, 2-1 against the Pac-12. Scared to play the Big 10.
And they get in. Yeah, fantastic. Great job, y'all.
I knew I had that for Terry somewhere. I was trying.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's no common sense to what happened.
The SEC's best non-conference win as an entire conference, Tom. You ready for this one? Louisville.
Kentucky beat Louisville.
The SEC's best
There you
win
go.
in non-conference this year was Louisville. And Florida State didn't get in over them. The best win in SEC was Louisville.
See, it makes no common sense, y'all. None.
I told you.
None of them
I
people
told y'all
can
last
walk
week. I
out.
told you exactly what was going to happen, and it happened.
The Big Ten West went 0-10 in its career. Wisconsin went 0-4, Iowa 0-3, Northwestern 0-2, Purdue 0-1.
Yep.
Let's see.
None of them people would ever be able to choke an egg. None.
Tom, here's Jim Harbaugh running away from the water bucket. Do you see this?
Yeah, he's a wuss.
He won. He won. Look at him.
Did he have a guy on the other side with the Google glasses on telling him it was coming?
What a chicken. As soon as he saw it, he was gone. Out of here. In the last 10 seasons, guys, 20-plus football wins versus ranked opponents and 40-plus basketball wins versus ranked opponents. Only 2 teams have accomplished that feat. Michigan State and Oklahoma have been the 2 best in the last 10 years, according to Basketball and Football wins.
That's a pretty awesome Venn diagram there.
You like that?
Mr. C uses that one for reserve, concurrent, and delegated powers.
Terry, we just talked about it a minute ago. This is what a real football game looks like. How about Montana and Delaware, home of Joe Flacco? Well, they're in Montana, but
It'd be fun trying to place the ball.
Before the game, there was no snow on the field, guys. There was nothing on the field. It started snowing pretty much.
Look how big those flakes are.
At kickoff.
I'd say you have to cancel that game.
No, that's fun.
That's the Leon
Get
Lett
somebody.
game.
That's a punter talking, Terry.
I
You hear
watched.
that?
You know what? Here it is. You're right. Cancel that game. You can stand out there doing that. Heck no, man. Get some hot chocolate. Wait for a better day.
That's a punter.
You know, I watched the Leon Lett clip the other day.
Yeah.
Guess who was the holder and the kicker for that? See, can you remember the Dolphins kicker and the holder on that play?
Billy Cunningham.
Pete Stoyanovich was the kicker. Who was the holder?
No, wasn't Marino. It's probably Bernie Kosar.
He is currently an NFL coach.
Harbaugh.
Doug Peterson.
Because
he goes, Doug Peterson will hold. I was like, holy crap. I just didn't realize that was Doug Peterson that was involved in the Leon Lett play. I did not know that. That was awesome. I was like, holy crap, it's Doug Peterson.
So, did you see the hustle play of the year from this Iowa kid on the special teams? Anybody? Either one of you?
Despite the fact they're getting drilled.
I told y'all I would score.
It's 3-0 at this point. But this is the play of the year, guys, for you folks watching on watch this guy, number 7, okay? He misses the initial tackle. Or 4-7, one of them, whoever's on the ground here. 7, here he comes. Or 4, it's 4. Here comes 4. Dun, 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 30,
Now he's
45,
way back.
50, 45, 40. He's done caught him. He's just even with him. He's just got to catch the angle and then makes the play all the way back at the 5-yard line. What was the other 10 guys doing, Terry? Did y'all not see me get down there first and last? What a play, right? That's the kid you want on your team, folks.
And they said, you should have tackled him the first time you got to him.
So,
that's what my football coach would have said.
SEC championship game. Alcohol will not be served to the general admission at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
It's awesome.
Only the high-to-do got to buy wine and alcohol, Tommy.
Well, you can't
at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
You can't have a bunch of
Is that
Alabama,
not the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen?
You can't have a bunch of Alabama rednecks drunk at a football game.
And Terry,
man.
they tell you it means more down there. And then meanwhile, Tom, you want to know what happened to the Sun Belt Championship game? $2 Busch Lights, natural lights, here at Troy Stadium.
There'd be a lot of drunk people at that. There'd be a lot of drunk people at that one.
They didn't sell them to the general public, the SEC, but you go to see App State versus Troy, $2. You can't beat that. That's 2001 prices when we were in school for beers. Where else would you get a $2 beer at in 2023? Thank you to the Sun Belt Championship because we needed some drinks after we were getting beat. Couple more. How about we'll come back to that. How about this? Here's Mike Leach. Guys, we saw him about the mascots. This is him on the college football playoff situation. All right, Zach, go ahead. I never got that fixed, did I? Get that in a minute. Remember, we got to take a break, JP. We're way past again. All right, that's going to do it for this segment. We come back. We still got NFL, NBA, and more. KTCBroadcasting.com.
This holiday season, a new Honda CRF is more than the most reliable machine to hit the trails. Our lineup of family-friendly trail bikes offers the perfect gift for riders of every level, from the CRF 50F to the 110, the 125, and the full-size 250F. You can give the gift of riding to every Red Rider in the family. So head to Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, now during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, and give a gift that'll last a lifetime. This holiday season, a new Honda CRF is more than the most reliable machine to hit the trails. Looking for a van to haul the family to Grandma's house for the holidays? Then list it up. This radio ad is worth $500. That's right, $500 off a 2006 Honda Odyssey EXL van with DVD player at Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop. It's priced at $54.95, but mention this radio ad and it's yours for $49.95. And here's something special from Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop. How about a tire or service gift card? It makes a great gift for those hard to buy for. See Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain, online at oakgroveauto.com.
We bring you best wishes for the holidays and for health and happiness throughout the coming new year. This Christmas wish from everyone that loves Fish Box in Kings Mountain. Season's greetings to all with good wishes to everyone. Merry Christmas and best wishes for a happy new year, and be sure to come and see us on New Year's Day for our annual traditional New Year's meal. Happy Christmas to all from Love's Fish Box, 1104 Shelby Road, Highway 74 Business West in Kings Mountain.
This holiday season, a new Honda CRF is more than the most reliable machine to hit the trails. Our lineup of family-friendly trail bikes offers the perfect gift for riders of every level, from the CRF 50F to the 110, the 125, and the full-size 250F. You can give the gift of riding to every Red Rider in the family. So head to Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, now during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, and give a gift that'll last a lifetime.
Walker's Carpet and Rug Care in Shelby wants to take this time to send lots of peace and joy to you and your family this Christmas season. Have a Merry Christmas. May the excitement of this Christmas season stretch into the new year. We hope you become closer to all those that you treasure in your heart this Christmas season. Merry Christmas to all from everyone at Walker's Carpet and Rug, 2245 Kings Road in Shelby. Call 704-487-1500. There's no other time of the year better than Christmas, and Smooth Sounds Audio Video on Scenic Drive in Shelby knows that it's not what's under the tree that matters most, it's who's around the tree. We wish you a very Merry Christmas, and you, our customer, the best gift of all. Yes, Christmas is magical. Merry Christmas to all. From Smooth Sounds Audio Video, 1120 Scenic Drive in Shelby.
Mid-Atlantic Towing in Shelby hopes your heart is lifted up in praise this Christmas season for joy and peace around the world. May you be richly blessed throughout the coming new year. May all of your days be filled with immeasurable prosperity and joy. Merry Christmas to all from everyone at Mid-Atlantic Towing, 2314 South Post Road in Shelby. Call 888-856-1806, online at midatlantictowing.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking some more sports.
All right, here is Coach Mike Leach on his playoff thought. Go ahead, Zach.
I already hit it.
Is the mind-numbingly short-sighted notion that 4 teams for a playoff, somehow establishes something, and that's a very clever approach. I mean, that's such a brilliant approach. That's why everybody does it that way. Nobody does it that way. I mean, if we were so smart, wouldn't all the other sports say, I know what, let's have a committee, because why not? Because, we're American. We love committees.
This is aged
Let's
well.
get us a committee. Well, who should be on the committee? Well, I don't know. This guy's a good guy. Let's have him on the committee. Well, I mean, there's people on the committee that don't even have remote associations with football, nor have they at any level other than being a fan. But you know what? Let's have them on a committee. Why not? And then, it'd be fun. We'd go to that resort. We could talk. We could hang out at dinner. And then we'll decide which 4 teams should go. Because you know why? We don't need to solve this on the field. Because we're the ones that know. And then, if we're going to do it that way, we should just ask them at the beginning of the season. Just go ahead and you guys vote on it, figure out 1, 2, 3, and 4, and why even have the games? To me, I mean, that's not a playoff. There's nothing playoff about it. And this is even if we make it. Even if we make it, my thoughts don't change.
So there's former coach Mike Leach, passed away just a few years back, but his thoughts on that as well. We've kind of been saying those sentiments as well. Let's see. We do have bad picks this week, but before we do that, while I'm thinking about it, how about another App State upset, Terry? Auburn Tigers, get out of Boone.
SEC, go
Get
home.
out of Boone.
Somebody did a
Yeah.
slide across the field.
The home center.
There's a
empty.
good job for you, SEC.
Watch the guy down here on the bottom, Kevin. You see him? Watch him. He's going to come across and whoop, here he comes. Almost. He's wondering he didn't get stomped on after that. I've been a little scared to do that.
He popped up real quick. But App beat Auburn this week up in Appalachia State, up in Boone, and big win. But a lot of crowd, a lot of tweets and stuff about the crowd and everybody being up there. Of course, and just like with football, Terry, if anytime a big team comes up there, it's sold out. It don't matter what sport. Like, it's bring Auburn up there. We're gonna show out. But when they first built it, was right before I got there.
It's a nice place.
It is.
Yeah.
They actually run indoor track in there around the outside, around the popcorn stands and stuff. If you're running around, did you run in there, Chip? So, what did you run? Long distance. So how many laps around homes have you ran? A ton. What's the distance on that around there? By the way, you remember? I don't. I did it one time. But Tom, you sit in there and you're like, man, there's 8,000-9,000 seats in here, and then you think, well, crap, this is the same size Duke is.
Yeah.
We have the same size basketball arena Duke does, and it's much nicer. So, Duke fans, I don't know where your money went other than Coach K's pockets. I mean,
Yeah, no kidding.
where else did the money go? All right, we're gonna do bad picks. I did have one more tweet I did missed. Gunnar Gundy, Tommy, this is for you. Okay, you ever heard of him?
No.
Gunnar Gundy is the son of Mike
Coach, yeah.
Gundy.
That's what I figured.
He has entered the transfer portal. And this guy right here commented, rumors are that he got tired of his head coach sleeping with his mother.
Okay. So let me get
Here's
this straight.
do some bad picks.
A guy's son is leaving his
Yes.
father's program.
Yes. That is when Dad says, son,
You're not starting here.
you're not going to get to play, bud.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
You better transfer to whatever's on Tom's shirt there. Youngstown State, and get you some playing time over
Yeah,
there.
you can get some playing time. Yeah, they got beat last week, but they made the playoffs this year.
That would be hard as a dad, though, being the coach, and your son goes somewhere else, and you would never get to see them play.
He's a quarterback, so it's either if he wants to, like I just said a minute ago, if you want to play.
I don't blame him for moving.
I don't either. It should be hard on the dad,
Yeah,
is what I was saying, because
that's
you don't
what
get to see
I'm
a kid
saying.
play.
You know,
And that's tough on a lot of people, man. Even in high school, that's tough for them to say, my kid should start. Even when other people are telling them, your kid should be out there.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, if I do this, then I'm going to hear it. I do not care. Your kid is better than anybody you got.
All right, we got bad
You know.
picks from the last 2 weeks. I
But he
finally got it
maybe was
settled.
not.
Let's go. Chip, you can't hear over here, can you? You can watch and listen in there, JP.
Well, on Ohio State. I think I got faith in the offensive line, the running back.
I don't
Tommy
believe-
Eichenberg's back. Ohio State to shut up the critics.
I just think this game right here is one for the ultimate.
Whatever
It's
that
gonna be
means.
good. Whatever that means.
Louisville.
Shut
their winning streak.
I also go with Louisville.
We lost.
I like Florida in an upset.
My God, Tom.
They're going to get bowl eligible and beat their rival at home.
Tom's got 2 losses right off the bat.
He's got 3. Excuse me. So go ahead and take South Carolina.
Go on, take Dabo.
South Carolina wins to get bowl eligible at home.
Oh,
Yeah,
baby.
South Carolina won this game last year.
That's all right. You've lost 4 straight. I'll go. I'm going to take Kansas State.
Yeah, Kansas State.
Yeah, they're
I
they're
don't
at
know why I
home.
typed Rutgers
They
there.
got
Oh,
the
I didn't
10-point line. I
finish
think
the
that's
typing
correct.
it in.
Kansas State.
I like North Carolina to bounce back and beat
Good job.
NC State.
Either we're gonna
Good job,
Well, I was
Tom.
on the Duke bandwagon. I'm jumping off. They got shut out not too long ago. Give me Pittsburgh to beat them.
Tom, you're
in
getting
there.
ready to be a total over next week.
Demon.
Ooh, that's yeah. Give me Wake Forest to man, Wake Forest. Give me Wake Forest to win against Syracuse.
Virginia played very well against a lot of teams that they've played, even though they are 3-8.
That was 2 weeks ago. Now this past week for championship weekend, bad picks.
I meant to go over what we did last week. I do remember this game because it was total 8 state. Me and Zach got 8 right last week. Yes, right. Where Tom got 5.
But Tom went against the grain.
You lost, Tom.
Tom's
You lost.
not afraid
You
to
lost,
tell people
Tom.
they're liars or go against the grain. Tom's not afraid.
What is Tom afraid of? Is a big question.
Jerry.
Me.
Yeah, I can understand that,
afraid,
Jerry.
I am afraid Calvin might stop getting Southern Christmas Fair tickets.
Which proves is that he's scared of his wife.
How bad is that?
How cheap is it to live in Ohio?
Give me Toledo.
I know.
Good gracious. $2.
Toledo beat Miami of Ohio, and plus Miami of Ohio is Ben Roethlisberger's school, so I won't go against them. Whatever, so Toledo.
You know me.
I'm also taking you.
Boise's favorite.
Well, Boise ain't playing on that game was never close.
Nope.
Give me Boise State. Winners.
Good pick, Tom. Got 1 out of 30.
We'll see. You don't know anything about it.
Georgia seems to find a way to win this year when people say they cannot, so I'm taking Georgia.
Georgia got better as the season went on, so Georgia wins this game. I think by a couple of touchdowns.
I like Zach what he just got through saying. Wouldn't it be something if that happened and neither one of them?
That's not gonna
I don't think they would ever
Neither
do it.
one of them
but
should have
they
got
could.
it. Not gonna let Georgia fall. for the first
Little
pick.
Nicky would.
I'm taking Tulane.
Give me 2.
That game was
That was Terry, by the way, saying they wouldn't let Georgia have the top 4.
no problem. Ooh,
That one surprised me.
That was ugly.
Choked on egg.
Iowa might not. Iowa might not score.
Good job.
Oh,
Good job, Zach.
I'm not picking.
Alabama's got to play that Michigan
There's
defense.
One team should be
And the
eligible
cheating.
for the championship.
You have to pick the game.
Iowa. Because it should be a 4.
There you go. That's why you know he's going to pick Alabama.
I like Louisville in this game because I think Louisville's going to beat them, and Texas will beat Oklahoma State, and Texas will be in that.
Yeah, but that was partially correct.
That's my bold prediction.
Just point another one.
Those are some bad picks.
So that was our bad college picks. Any comments, Terry, on any of that?
No, I just still upset that Florida State's defense never got credit for all year long. And I'll continue to have that same argument 30 years from now.
All right, guys. When we come back, we're leaving you guys with some video footage for the folks online. But when we come back, we're going to talk NBA, NFL, and more. KTCBroadcast.com. Watch this bear. He comes in every night, Terry.
Ain't nobody stopping him.
And he steals one item. That's all. He takes one candy bar.
How about that?
And he leaves. And then the next night he comes back in, opens the door, takes one item, and he leaves. This happened for like 3 straight weeks before they finally got him to moved, whatever the authorities did. But we'll be back. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Someone will be the winner of a $1,000 Christmas shopping spree from one of our local merchants, and it could be you. Register today at Thelma Lou's Barbecue on Highway 180 south of Shelby, at the Wild Cholo on North Mountain Street in Cherryville, at Don Pancake House on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at TLC Sales on Highway 18 North in Bellwood, at Car Pro on Highway 180 south of Shelby, at Victoria Cole Gifts and Collectibles on Main Street in downtown Cherryville, at Arnold's Jewelry South Washington Street in Shelby, at Cherryville Animal Boarding and Grooming on Highway 150 West in Cherryville, and at Medical Center Pharmacy on East Academy Street in Cherryville. The drawing will be held Friday, December 22nd. Register today, and you could be the winner of our $1,000 Christmas shopping spree.
Hear that? That's Santa's sleigh backing up to the dock at Hendrick Appliance in Shelby. I bet you didn't know that Santa gets all of his appliances at Hendrick Appliance, did you? Well, now you know. See, right now, Hendrick Appliance is overstocked with brand name scratch and dented appliances. And Santa doesn't care if it's scratched or dented. Nobody comes to see him at the North Pole. Plus, they come with a 1-year warranty. So back your truck and load up your new appliances and save at Hendrick Appliance, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, on the right going down, on the left coming up.
With CF Moto, you have the power to conquer more. From rocky creek beds to colossal mud pits to wooded mountainsides, CF Moto high-performance vehicles rip through the toughest terrain with ease. Outfitted with custom-designed liquid-cooled 4-stroke engines and an unmatched assortment of standard features, the CF Moto ATVs and side-by-sides do more than crush trailheads. Whether you're looking for the ultimate adrenaline rush or a heavy-duty machine, you can take on anything with CF Moto. Available at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Laurel.
Whatever is beautiful, whatever is meaningful, whatever brings happiness, may it be yours this holiday season and throughout the coming year. This Christmas wish from everyone at Key Builders in Lincolnton. May your holiday be decorated with the most precious of gifts. Merry Christmas to all from everyone at Key Builders, located at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincolnton.
Are you ready for winter driving? How about those tires? What about those windshield wipers? And definitely, how is your battery? Will it crank on a cold winter morning? What about your coolant? Hey, get a free coolant inspection at Bruner's Automotive in downtown Cherryville, and they'll check your tire pressure too. Make sure, get a winter checkup at Bruner's Automotive in Cherryville, and they repair heaters. Mike invites you by so you'll be ready for cold winter driving. For all of your automotive needs, see Bruner's Automotive, 319 East Main Street in Cherryville. Call 704-923-7619 or visit the website at BrunerAutomotive.com.
Keep warm this winter with a stop in at Kurt's Premium Outlet in the Eastridge Mall in Gastonia. Bold Flame fireplaces are $99 in the box. Duraflame quartz heaters are $168.75. Recliners as low as $199. Bean bags $15. Kurt's Premium Outlet has select sofa and love seat sets for $5.99. Full-length mirrors are $149. And a 7-piece backyard patio set is $400 at Kurt's Premium Outlet in East Ridge Mall on North New Oak Road in Gastonia.
Tune in for Down Home with Milton Baker, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. This holiday season, a new Honda CRF is more than the most reliable machine to hit the trails. Our lineup of family-friendly trail bikes offers the perfect gift for riders of every level, from the CRF 50F to the 110, the 125, and the full-size 250F. You can give the gift of riding to every Red Rider in the family. So head to Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, now during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, and give a gift that'll last a lifetime.
Christmas is a season for kindling the fire for hospitality in the hall and the flame of charity in the heart. We wish you peace on earth, and let's live Christmas every day. This Christmas wish from everyone at Mooney Insurance Agency in Maiden and East Lincoln Insurance Agency in Denver. There seems to be magic in the air this time of year. We bring you good cheer and wish you a very Merry Christmas from everyone at Mooney Insurance Agency, 1205 East Main Street in Maiden, and East Lincoln Insurance Agency at 3674 Highway 16 Business in Denver.
Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain wishes you an extra Merry Christmas, full of laughter, love, and fun. That's what they wish for each and every one of you. Christmas is a beautiful time for the joy of sharing, for the hope of peace, and the remembering special clients like you. We wish you a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas to all of you from everyone at Hometown Hardware, 110 South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain.
At Coyote Tractor, we hold dirt in the highest regard. That's why we're digging up some of our best deals so you can get out there and plan. We've got cash back and 0% financing offers available on 22 to 110 horsepower tractors, utility vehicles, and zero-turn mowers. Coyote, we dig dirt. Offer cannot be combined. Financing subject to credit approval. Some restrictions apply. See your authorized Coyote Tractor dealer for details.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, 27 West intersection in Vale.
Andrew Bowski of East Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsAppShopper.com Scholar Athlete of the Month. Andrew is the son of Brian and Melissa Bowski and is a senior at East Lincoln High School. Andrew wrestles in the 165-pound class. He has a grade point average of 4.46. His advanced courses include English 4, Economics, and CCP. He is also an Eagle Scout and is a member of the First United Methodist Church in Stanley. Andrew is a member of the Beta Club, and after graduation plans to major in engineering at NC State. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsApp Shopper Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
Are you new to the area, or maybe you're just having problems locating those hard-to-find streets? Universal Advertising Associates has published a quality street guide for our area, and they're now available free of charge at these business locations. Bulldog Quick Snack, Sizzleman Son Paint and Body Shop, Campus Pizza, Velma Lou's Barbecue and Grill, Scooter's Saloon, Hagner Home, The Depot Cafe, T&H Equipment, Burger Barn, Wood Spring Sweets, and KTC Broadcasting. These maps will be available for a limited time only, so hurry into the business location near you.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
Why is my getting? Oh, there you go. All right, welcome back to Saturday Shock Jock Sports Talk. Talk a little NBA, and as we scroll through here, I had some fun tweets and things to talk about today. Wasn't some Rasheed Wallace highlights. He was on some podcast this week. I highly recommend listening to some of his old stories. They're pretty funny. Let's see. NBA. How about LeBron this week? Getting Matt, he's over here fighting for this championship, Terry. And I know you'll love this. And Terry, did you see him getting in with your former coach that you never heard of, that you didn't know, and Duque?
He still can't play or coach.
Well, did any of y'all see this?
Mm-mm.
All right, so LeBron is playing the Rockets and stuff, and what?
Oh, I did see this.
Him gets in it with a Duque. He calls him the B word. LeBron says, "Don't say that out here." And then the rest comes over and is like, "What happened?" And LeBron's like, he called me the B word, and then Doga said, "Yeah, I did," and then the ref throws the coach out.
That's awesome. Like they don't do that all day long.
LeBron told Tommy on the referee that he called me a B and got a technical and got him thrown out.
That just proves you are the B word.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can y'all name which one of y'all name me a coach? You guys are, none of us are young. Which coach would have called Michael Jordan a B? Name me one that he never played for. Would Coach Knight, who actually coached him in the Olympics, ever called Michael Jordan a B? This man, no. Well, Pat, no. Pat Riley wouldn't.
No, he'd been scared to do it because he would have dropped 70 on him.
Hey, like I said,
in all fairness,
Anthony Mason. Hey, Coach, you want us to call Michael a B today?
No, please don't. Please don't.
No, I'll do it.
Give me the duct tape.
They want
duct tape.
Y'all don't do it. I'll do it.
But the thing is, Michael Jordan didn't go whine to the ref after every call like LeBron James does. I mean, every call, LeBron James complains.
Yep.
I mean, and after a while, it's just old, man.
I can't watch it.
It's exactly, Zach.
I
it's
can't.
almost unwatchable
because it makes our kids copy them.
Correct. And you watch that we had 2 guys with techs last night in our game, but I think it's just trickled down. Everything's the ref's fault, and I'm going to tell you, no disrespect to your home county, those fans were horrible the way they treat the refs. I don't care how bad the refs are. When you're screaming and yelling every call, you're making them worse, dude. I mean, they're not going to get better. So you got a lousy ref, so you're going to scream at them how horrible they are the whole game, and all of a sudden they're going to be the best ref in that's the dumbest thing that you could do.
Apparently it's raining outside. So this is Luka Terry. This is Luka Doncic responding to Chris Dunn challenging him on the court and stuff. And this just reminds me, Tom, of playing back in the day in the pickup games and stuff on the court. And just watch what Luka said. You can read it for the folks online. I think they didn't put the caption on. So anyway, the Luka said he's just mad I'm busted his butt. I mean, he didn't say butt, but it's the referee come over and try to break him up and Dunn starting stuff, and of course Luka's just killing him out there.
On these guys here, I know we go, but you talking about the Lukas, and we talk about the Jokic stuff like that, and we talk about fundamentals and how much fundamentals matter, and they look like they're moving slow, and they're just killing these guys.
Well, exactly. Well, Luka and Jokic both. What we said for years on here that as soon as someone starts playing fundamental basketball in this age of basketball, they're gonna kill.
And they say Bird can't play in this era. They have lost. Anybody
with any type of a post up game would kill in it because it just shows it was Jokic and Luka.
Well, it was the little display that you sent us this past week of getting fouled back then and getting fouled now.
Yeah.
Somebody just barely
Lambeer's
touching your hand.
killing Jordan.
Yeah.
So you're talking about teammates. Here's how many teammates was on your team that averaged 16 points or more. And what's funny is people might say, well, why did they put 16? Well, that's what Scottie Pippen averaged. So they had to go as low as Scottie Pippen went, was 16 points a game. So in Michael's, so if you put that number like 18, it would be 0. Michael, Michael 6, of course. Kobe won 5 championships. Only one other player. It means only one other player averaged 16. But look down at LeBron, his 4 championships, and Steph 4 championships, and Bird's 4s and 5s with Bird's got 3. The other 2 got 4. Only one championship among them with not a lot of help is basically what it's saying. So, so Elijah only had one person averaging 16 a game. Clyde in the second one. First one was anybody? Well, it says 2. Who would have been? Oh, Otis Thorpe I think averaged 17 a game. 1 year, so in his career is what that was. So a little neat one on that one in the NBA. I don't think Cassell did.
Who are we talking about? The Rockets?
Yeah.
Would it be Vernon Maxwell?
I just told you Otis Thorpe averaged 17 points a game.
It was Thorpe.
Yeah.
I thought you was just making a.
No, I remember
a
that.
Guess.
No, I know.
Zach, were you not listening?
My God.
I thought he was making a guess. I didn't know he had already looked it up. I thought he was making a guess.
I know for a fact because that was an argument we had a long time ago at a poker table, and that got brought up.
I'm just glad I'm not the one getting chastised.
No, I was listening. I thought he made a suggestion.
Here's what's funny about it, Zach. I was arguing with a guy who you ever met someone who knows like every stat in the world? they could take. I was like, okay, what was Otis Thorpe's scoring average in 97? He said 17.7, and it was 17.6. He was that far off. He was 1 point off of knowing Otis Thorpe's scoring average. So that's why.
So basically, he's
played that basketball game.
Basically, he's NBA Rain Man.
I'm talking about.
He's
Yeah,
NBA
he
Rain
does.
Man.
Oh, absolutely. Here's one of my favorite highlights of all time. How about Goran Dragic just smacking Bill Simmons
Yeah, I
in the
remember
back
that.
of the
It was
head? Here we go. Ben Simmons with a crossover and Dragic just boop.
Should have threw him out of the game.
He got it.
Well, he's swapping
He
it to
got
basketball.
a tech, Tom.
Throw him out of the game. You wonder why you have problems with officiating, because if you just give him a tech, there's going to be retaliation. There's going to be just throw him out of the game.
I love
throw
that.
him
That is
out
so
of
funny.
the game.
Well, he thought he was swapping it to basketball.
I know Chip don't
False.
know. I know Chip don't know. Ben Simmons was rude to me at the All-Star game one time. Told me he told me I asked him a bad question. You know what the question was? Do you think you guys can make the finals? He said, that's a bad question, bro. And I told him, I said, I should have challenged him to a free throw contest right there. I tell you what, that's a bad question.
Judah could beat him in that.
I know. How about this year? Spurs, Pistons, and Wizards are a combined 1-48 in their last 49 games. Pistons 0-19. Wimbayana Spurs 0-16.
He went down again last night.
Washington 1-13, and their only win was against Detroit.
The funny thing was Washington should have another win because they had the Hornets beat. I sat home and watched that game. It's like Washington was up like 20 points and the Hornets came back and beat them. I was like, it's a pretty good ball game. By the way, my daughter and Jacob went to that Hornets game last night. I didn't even see who won. Did they pull it out last night?
Yes, they did. 119-116.
He's just a Hornet. But you know what? He doesn't get to see his favorite player. He doesn't get to see LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball's got something wrong with his ankle, right? They're saying it might be career threatening.
That's why we shouldn't choose him.
He is a LaMelo Ball fan, so I'm surprised he went because LaMelo wasn't playing. But
good game.
It was. Sounds like it.
All right, let's see. I had one more thing to click on there. Oh, yeah, NBA. See how bad the Hornets are. All right, so in this final, is it Pacers-Lakers? Is that what I'm told?
It is.
So, Terry, it's the championship tonight.
Like everybody's watching it.
In Vegas. Are you excited about LeBron? Does this add,
I hope he wins it,
does this
man.
add
What
to
the
his
heck?
legacy, Terry? Does this make him better, Michael Jordan?
Only thing I'm going to say about this thing is these two teams are playing, and I know we have Laker fans out there listening, but if you think they're the only team out of this, I think that could make the finals, the Lakers, because they are pretty decent. They're not bad. But if you think Indiana's going to make it out of the East, get you some more. Yeah, you need some more chocolate milk or something to be drinking every morning or something.
Terry, you're supposed to think of the punchline for your joke before you start to tell it.
Yeah, well.
Chocolate milk.
So go ahead and have your punchline.
I can't give Judah
before.
chocolate milk anymore before he goes to school. Then.
I can
Make 'em
say
think
something
crazy.
and y'all don't like it, and then when I try to think about something, y'all don't like it. So, Tommy, I'm not even supposed to say anything.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, just talk to anybody at West Lincoln, and they'll tell you this guy's crazy. I mean, you just go up to him and say, hey, do you know Terry Lincoln? Oh, my God, the Dallas Cowboys and Terry Reinhardt. And they just go on about how crazy you are, Terry. So if everybody's telling you crazy, you know what? You might be crazy. Do you ever think of that? I'm just telling you.
Tom, I had to do a job this week, and I was up front in the main office for 3 days. And them people thought I was the greatest person ever.
What were you doing up in the office?
Huh? I was a receptionist for West
Oh, my
Lincoln
God.
High School.
Can you imagine that?
How about that? How about that?
So could you imagine?
So when the kids
now
come
just-
in late,
just
they
imagine.
just say, you'll just be in my class next
buddy,
week.
that was not said. They already knew.
Here's a scenario.
Like, oh, my God.
Here's a scenario. You're like divorced dad trying to get on the rebound. So you're going to pick your kid up at school. So you're thinking the whole way, there might be a hot secretary up there, you know? So you walk in there and you see this man. And you're like, I should have stayed in the car.
No, they really wasn't doing that, Tom. The main thing is I would look through the little window, and all of a sudden they'd go,
It's like,
darn,
man.
most of the time
Don't
I'm
give me
asked
some
to
chocolate
come
milk.
in. This dude's just letting me come on in, but they didn't know who was in there.
Man.
And then they
Oh,
come
my
in
God.
and says, oh, how are you?
Oh, gosh. That's either a really ugly woman or Terry Reinhardt. I'm not sure who it is.
Promise.
You mean they couldn't get old Nicole Sisson to fill in for that one this week?
No.
or Camille Sane.
Will you quit rattling papers? Will you
Does that help you?
The big championship.
Couldn't get some of those good West Lincoln women to do it. They brought the ugliest.
Well, they would have looked. They would have looked a whole lot better up there than I did.
We agree,
because they all looked at me and said,
"Oh
my God, Lisa, did you get your hair cut?"
Yeah, I mean it's like. Did you wear your ball cap in the office there? It's all I wanted to know. Did you ball
get
cap?
your hair cut?
They wouldn't let Hoy do it. Hoy would have been a great.
Hoy, he was. Everybody up in our front office was sick.
He don't need to answer any.
Yeah, it's been some sickness going around. I had a kid in my room. I could just tell by looking at him. I took him. His mom teaches there. Was he being lazy? I said, no, get this cat out of my room, man. He looks like.
That's how I do. A lot of times they'll send him my wrong room.
No.
There's a sick room down there, buddy.
I got about 3 or 4 jobs I got to work. I can't be getting the flu. Get away from me.
Yes.
All right.
But anyway.
A couple other notes. I got a couple baseball notes, and then we're going to come back and finish up with the NFL. Let's see. Don Mattingly. This is a good one. He had 6 grand slams in 1987. He never had any others in his whole career. 6 grand slams in 1987. None his rest of his career. It's just wild. How about, check this out. Oh, here's your one. Fun fact. Speaking of grand slams, Madison Bumgarner, local South Caldwell kid, hit more grand slams in 2014 than Derek Jeter did in his whole career. Pitcher, Madison Bumgarner, more grand slams in 1 year.
What do you have, 3 or 4?
I don't know what it was.
If Mattingly if he just said, "Hey guys, y'all can get on base a little bit more, maybe I can get some more."
So I've got an honesty test for Chip here. For Chip here, is Derek Jeter the most overrated baseball player in the history of baseball, not named Mike Trout? Yeah.
Here's the modifier. Take the Yankees uniform off of him.
He's a Yankees fan. That's why I was asking.
Take the Yankees uniform off of him, as he is revered as he is.
What?
No way. Put him on the Colorado Rockies.
I got one more.
Put him on the Colorado Rockies,
and
does he even sniff the Hall of Fame?
One more question. That's what I was about to say. If Mariano Rivera had a Kansas City Royals hat, would he be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. No, he wouldn't. He'd have never.
Same number of saves he does. Yeah.
He would have never played. He would have never had the same number of saves because they win 50 a year.
Sorry, Terry. We just had to throw the Royals under the bus for that one.
I just want to show you this. This is Albert Pujols' career spray chart.
That one to the left, I don't know who the pitcher
was. That's Brad Lidge up in the corner over the train tracks. Is that what you're talking about?
But it was like a road game or somebody like they were flying back and it got all quiet on the plane and somebody like hit the side of the plane and they were like, what was that? That was the ball Pujols.
that was all.
That is the best story ever. I love that.
That was off Brad Lidge.
Yeah, Brad Lidge.
In the playoffs against Houston, he hit over the train tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was Edmonds that hit the plane and the side of the plane and did that.
And said, I think that was
that one up there in the corner. That's it, Tom. That's the one.
That's the one. That's awesome.
All right, we'll be back in a minute. KDC Brock. No, I got one more baseball. Barry Bonds had 688 career intentional walks. That's more than Tampa Bay's whole existence.
Wow.
We'll be back. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Here come the Blue Devils.
Give it to Roach, flying in, off the window, counted it a foul. Ball fake, blocked by Filipowski. Get that out of there.
Bleed Blue.
Gets a screen from Flip, turns it down, kick to the left, Mitchell a 3. Big time! The dynasty continues.
We have you covered all season long for the excitement of Blue Devil basketball. Here on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
Get a steal of a deal on a new steel from Boyd's Tire and Appliance on Main Street in Clover. For over 72 years, Boyd's Tire and Appliance has been serving this area with the finest in steel chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Gas and battery-powered tools, too. Plus, John Deere has Gravely zero-turn mowers, along with appliances, tires, and yes, a great supply of John Deere toys. That's Boyd's Tire and Appliance, 110 North Main Street in Clover. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Grizzly the Greeter says it's a year-end clearance sale at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. Take 50% off all add-on items up to $750. Mini units now 10 to 25% off. All metal buildings 10% off. In-stock greenhouses with big discounts. And now they are a certified small home builder. On-site builds immediately available. And for the first 5 customers, take 50% off building site fees. You save over 12% on your total bill. Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, 2268 Lincoln Highway 150 East in Cherryville. Online at blessedbuildings-nc.com. They do it all at All Ray Tire in Dallas. No matter what your automotive problem is, chances are they'll have it fixed and you'll be back on the road in no time at all. And check out All Ray Tire for the best tire deals in the area. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and from 8 a.m. till noon on Saturday. That's All Ray Tire of Dallas, located at 814 Lower Dallas Highway in Dallas. Other locations include Cherryville, Shelby, Morganton, and Forest City. That's All Ray Tire.
Think of Keith's Customs in Cherryville for all of your car and truck restorations. Keith also does insurance work from start to finish. They can assure you of a just-like-new experience. Located on 150 next to Ferguson's Ace Hardware in Cherryville. Stop today and see the pros at Keith's Customs. Remember, there's no substitute for experience. Keith's Customs of Cherryville.
Thank you, Dan. And don't forget, Keith's Customs in Cherryville is now open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 on Saturday. That's Keith's Customs in Cherryville. For a limited time, you can buy a brand new camper at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain for up to 50% off. Come in for all the details, plus up to $7,500 in incentives. Your payments as low as $150 a month for a brand new camper. Now, wouldn't that be a great gift for the entire family? Check it out today. 50% savings, $7,500 in incentives, payments as low as $150 a month. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain. Online at campersinn.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're in the last leg of the race. So we're going to see what they have to say after this.
Thank you. Tom, in your opinion, did Derek Jeter take anything other in his life than meat and potatoes?
Sure.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I mean,
He took headache medicine.
Yeah, he took Advil.
I mean, even when I was a kid, when I was lifting weights, I used to take something called Russian Lion. I didn't know what was in it. I didn't care.
You just took it.
There's a GNC. It was called Russian Lion. We used to a couple of who knows what was in. I didn't care.
Now we got a dopey. Now we got a dopey.
Because I can remember me and my
No
friend.
wonder nobody listens to anything he says.
Yeah, my friend. When we used to have a little dropper, my friend said, "Let me hit that line." But the little whatever's in them drops, probably the same thing. Derek
Now
Jeter's
people
taking.
know why you should listen to me and never Tom.
All right, here is here is our bad picks NFL style.
All right.
See how bad this is.
Zach hit the button. I don't know where that buzz is coming from. We may have got hit by lightning or something. Something's going on there.
Bad picks.
I'm going to go with, this is tough. Both of these teams are horrible. Saints, I'm going to go with, they are, man. They're tough. Saints.
They're both mediocre.
To win this game as one of the mediocre games in hell.
Didn't mean a lot.
Saints.
It did not.
Bad picks.
That offense is trash. Give me the Bengals at home.
Terry.
Bengals.
Bengals at home for me.
Bad picks.
Give me Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah, I think Baker, look at that. 15 TDs, only 6 picks. Pretty good.
Yeah.
He hasn't played bad this year at all.
Well,
didn't he throw?
I've never been a Baker hater. I mean, I ain't. Anytime we talk long, it's done. We're done.
Okay.
Bad picks.
Bill Belichick is gone.
Yeah, he's going to be Chargers head coach.
Change mine, Terry, after Tom's little soliloquy.
So you're going the other opposite?
Yeah, he said Bill Belichick's gone. I got a better pick.
Bad picks.
Give me C.J. Stroud to beat Braveheart. I had a chance.
Texans at home for me.
Bad picks.
No, I got faith in the kid. Brown's going to win on the road because they have to.
Bad picks.
Give me the Cardinals.
Give me the Cardinals. Give me the Kyler Murray.
I should have known better.
Holding serve at home. Yes.
Bad picks.
This is one that Buffalo's got to have.
Got to
so
have this
I'm taking the Bills.
God.
They find a way
Terry,
to
I'm
win.
with you. I think they got to have this. That's
The
why I'm
Bills
picking
find a
them
way to
win
lose
this
in
game.
overtime.
They do.
This game, they're in major trouble.
Yeah.
I'm going with Bills.
Bad picks.
I got to go out to the West Coast at night. Give me the Chargers in a mild upset.
Bad picks.
Chargers are bad.
Yeah, I picked every time I
Bears,
pick
Bears
Chargers,
at
I lose.
Vikings. Anybody got the Bears?
Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings win that game.
Good pick.
Bad picks.
Taking Saints.
I can't decide. This is they're both
Hey, but James in.
they're just both awful. Saints at home. Oh, I hate saying that out loud.
Bad picks.
Jets.
Jets.
Very good. Good job, kid.
Bad picks.
Where are we at now? Cardinals, Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers.
Steelers.
Who in the world going to pick the
At Pittsburgh.
Who's quarterbacking for Pittsburgh?
Two different
Kenny
teams
Pickett,
both
man,
weeks.
they had their
Cardinals
they were making a big deal the first
and
time with
Steelers.
400
Sure
yards
were.
after they fired their offensive coordinator. And they beat the Bengals with their third string quarterback.
Let's go Steelers.
Bad picks.
Broncos.
Broncos for me on the road in Houston.
Bad picks.
Oh, y'all taking the Browns?
That puts them at 10-6, 10-7. It puts them at 10-7.
Yeah,
Well,
Browns.
I took the Browns. Yeah.
I'm taking
Browns.
I'll take a flyer.
Rams
on
haven't
Flacco
played
week
good.
one. Rams probably should win this game, but I'll take a flyer.
Rams
on
have
Flacco
not
week
played
one.
Flacco didn't play bad.
Bad picks.
Should have lost last week.
Eagles at home.
Bad picks.
Chiefs.
Good gracious.
I guess I'll go Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
That'll get them kicked out of the playoffs.
Jaguars.
Best team in the AFC is Jacksonville.
Jaguars.
Bad loss.
They are out on the rankings right now.
He is just horse laugh to all of us today. No matter what we say. We
Braveheart for the win.
Bad picks.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh will win that one, unfortunately.
We all picked Pittsburgh.
Steelers on awful.
They were down 21-3.
Patriots 2-0 in the last 2 weeks.
Bad picks.
Patriots 2-0 in the last 2 weeks.
All right, guys, time to pick some games and get out of here. NFL style. Buccaneers at Falcons. Falcons favored by 2.5. Tommy?
Oh, let's go with the Bucks. Didn't we just have this matchup? No, that was Saints. Give me the Bucks. Come on, Baker.
I'm
Do
taking
something.
the Falcons.
I'm taking the Falcons as bad as Baker played last week.
Falcons as well for me. Lions at Bears. Detroit favored by 3.
Give me the Lions. Bears playing a little better, but I think the Lions will pull this one out.
Yeah.
Lions.
I'll take the Lions also.
Colts at I got Lions. Colts at Bengals. Cincinnati favored by 2.5 at home.
Give me the Colts.
Bengals? No. Colts. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't trust Browning just yet, but he's played well, you know.
Is he going to take Joe Burrow's spot?
No.
Why not?
Colts. No, he's not going to take Joe Burrow's spot.
I'm also taking the Colts.
Jaguars at Brownies this week. Browns favored by 3.
It's a good game.
They play well at
Is
home.
Lawrence playing?
Ooh.
They said it'd be game time decision.
High ankle
That's why
ankle
Browns
sprain.
are.
I don't see him playing.
Yeah, Vegas knows. Give me Cleveland. If Lawrence was playing, I probably would not pick Cleveland.
Tickets as low as $10.
Miles
Give me the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Give me the Browns.
House going to be rocking today. Joe Flacco gets his win.
He's not been named the starter.
Oh, he's starting.
Well, if they want to win, he'll
He
start.
played good. He played good last week. He made one
He
one
did not
bad
play
pass.
bad. He did not play bad.
One bad pass.
Panthers at Saints.
Real bad pass.
Saints.
Saints favored by 6.
Yeah, Saints.
We'll probably go in and win that game.
I got Panthers, baby.
We'll probably go in and win that game.
Give me the Panthers one time this year. I'm so disappointed in the Saints.
Did you hear how there was a conspiracy behind Frank Reich's back? Like all the assistant coaches went to Tepper and said, "Get rid of him."
Oh wow!
Who knows? It's disarray. Texans at Jets. Zach Wilson starting for the Jets.
Give me the Texans.
This is typically the time of year where the teams like the Texans start to choke on the road in a game they should win. So give me the Jets.
I'm also taking the Jets.
I got Tommy's C.J. Stroud with the win on this one.
Yeah, CJ's playing well. I'd like to see him do well, but this is typically when the pretenders start to choke on the road.
The Rams, if they could finish 500, they would, but they can't. They're at the Baltimore Ravens this week. Baltimore favored by 7.5. Zachary.
Ravens.
Yeah, they're tough at home. Of course, they have lost twice at home.
Baltimore for me. Toss up this one. $200. $10 see the Browns. $200 see Vikings and Raiders. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Zach, Minnesota's favored by 3 in Vegas.
Give me the Raiders.
Give me the Raiders.
Yeah. Dobbs is due for a good game, isn't he? Give me the Vikings.
Who's quarterbacking Raiders? Is Garoppolo back?
It doesn't matter. They're playing the Vikings.
Go Vikings.
Hoyer?
Go Vikings. Not Hoyer. Is that what you wanted me to do, Terry? Go
You did
Vikings.
good. You did good.
Seahawks at 49ers.
No doubt here, Seattle wins.
Ooh.
Did you mean to say that out loud?
Ooh.
Yes.
49ers going to
49ers
trounce them.
Destroy them.
Tommy.
Yeah, San
13-point
Francisco.
favorites.
I don't see anybody beat. They've got their act together after that 3-game losing
I'm
streak.
telling you, it's picking up. Chase Young has been the difference maker for them on that defense.
Neutral site.
Can the Chiefs knock the Bills out of playoffs in week 13? Bills 6-6, Chiefs 8-4.
Chiefs got
Chiefs
beat
favored by 1.
It's one or the other here, guys.
Chiefs got beat by the Packers last week.
Whoever loses this one is out.
Chiefs ain't going to be out. They got 8 wins.
No,
They need to win
Pacheco,
one more.
the running back's out.
No, Terry said the Chiefs are out if they
One
lose.
or the other.
How are the Chiefs out? They're 8-5.
Bills.
He just
Bills
says-
win.
The
Who you
Bills,
got, Tommy?
the Bills must win.
I got the Chiefs at home and Taylor Swift. She'll be there. So
Chiefs for me will win.
I'm not picking against the Chiefs at home.
Denver Broncos at the San Diego Chargers. Tommy?
Denver been playing well. Had a little bit of a backslide. Give me the Chargers at home.
Give me the Chargers.
I'm not picking the Chargers. I'm going to Broncos.
Broncos. I believe in the Broncos are going to make the playoffs.
Big game, Terry. Big game.
Man, I might have to stay up and watch that.
Eagles at Cowboys. Dallas favored by 3.5 at
Welcome
home.
to Dallas, Cowboys.
I'm going to go on a limb with you, Terry, and I'm going to take the Cowboys in this game.
Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. They go into Dallas and beat them and ruin Terry's Sunday night.
It's been a long time since Eagles beat us twice in a year.
It has, but they're going to do it. They're going to do it Sunday. They're going to bounce back. They're mad after what happened in the San Francisco game.
We should have beat them
I think there's more pressure on them than it is the Cowboys this time.
we should have beat them
They're
last
doing
time.
these double headers on Monday again. Why are they doing this?
I got Eagles. It's a tough game. I think.
Why are they doing this?
Titans at Dolphins.
You can't watch both games.
Good, because one of them's awful. Who's watching Packers and Giants?
Packers are surging, dude.
Okay, watch them then instead of Tua and Tyreek.
Yeah, true, but against the Titans?
Well,
you
take
gotta
the
tell me that's-
Titans.
All right, Titans at Dolphins. Tommy, who you got?
Dolphins at home.
Terry?
Dolphins.
Dolphins at home.
Dolphins for
And the
me.
Titans are 0-6 on the road.
Packers at Giants. Tommy?
Packers. Give Jordan some love.
Terry?
The Giants win.
I'm going to go with the Giants at home.
I got Packers. Going to win that one. Thursday night football on Amazon Prime. Chargers at Raiders. Tommy?
Chargers. So it's hard to pick. You don't know who's
Who
going
is
to get
it?
hurt on Sunday.
Chargers at Raiders. Thursday night football.
That's terrible. Raiders.
Give me the Raiders at home.
Cam Newton's new girlfriend. Oh, give me Chargers. Jokes about she's a
Who
comedian.
did you take, Tom?
I took the Chargers.
She's a comedian. She's Cam's now third baby mama, having Cam's sixth child. And she says a lot of women couldn't say it couldn't be them, but until you read a rich guy like that puts pressure on you, $100 million guy put pressure on you, you don't know what you would do. Standing up doing comedy with his. I'll just show you the picture there. With their baby bump on stage. talking about how it's going to make her $100 million because it's Cam Newton's baby. So there you go, Zach. There's some Panthers and news and notes for the day. So always something weird of Cam. How about I want to say here's a video of for you younger folks. How about Dan Marino throwing a 50-yard laser and hitting a bullseye?
I might have been watching that.
50 yards on a rope quarterback challenge.
Was that before or after his last line of cocaine?
I did. You talking about with Ace Ventura?
I tell you, Dad, remember that's why he had to leave University of Pittsburgh.
Was it?
Yep. Well, Dan, he liked the powder. Looked like he was jacked up on something there.
Yeah, Terry, do you let your franchise quarterback walk up the tunnel, or do you give him a ride on a go-kart?
He said he refused it, but I would have, making the money he did, I'd have made him ride it.
Jake Browning now has the same amount of 300-yard passing games won as Kenny Pickett, more than Bryce Young has this year, as well, Zach.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Tepper, you got two things wrong: the quarterback and the coach. You get those wrong, you're in for some long.
I just wish
seasons.
Tepper would fire himself. I think we got Jerry Jones sitting in our. He just wants to meddle too much. Stan Snyder, yeah, I think it's better.
There you go.
Better. I think it's a better analogy.
Here's your quarterback play of the year. Will Levis throws a pick, and boom, makes the hit, gets the fumble. Give me my ball back. First down, Titans.
Look, and he said, "Nobody touched me.
Nobody touched me. I'm going to score."
Did he
and
count?
He goes all the way, and the No Fun League says no touchdown. No Fun League says no touchdown. He was down on when he made somebody touched his leg or towel or something. Like he was down there scraping up that guy's
Never give
life.
up on the play.
No,
correct.
No. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week. Watch the replay on YouTube as always, and we'll see you guys next week. KTCBroadcasting.com.